By definition, it is.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Twilight Princess Any Percent Tournament Wolfdash 3 Winners Bracket Round 3 match between DeanMachine and Nimzo. With me today I have our two wonderful commentators. Say hello, you two.
Hello, I am Cam Keaton.
Hello, I'm Crosser19.
And we have got an interesting match set up for us today. You guys want to talk about it a bit?
Yeah, sure. I'll give a bit of a rundown of these two runners. So currently we have Nimzo, who has been recently hyped up as one of the world record contenders, the person who has had a good amount of runs and their fair share that have been very close to being able to break the world record. He's known for having one of the most terrifying early games because of how fast he is, and is quite honestly an extremely recognized player in the community. And then we have Dean over here, who is going for sub 3 and is trying to break that sub 3 barrier. He's a very good SOP and is also a very, very good and consistent runner, though he's been trying to hammer away at that sub 3 over the most recent, like, I think couple months, like 3 or 4 months.
What's important to note is both of them definitely are going to have a time that's close to 3 hours. Both of them are crazy consistent, and there's not really room for much mistakes from either one of them, because both of these runners don't tend to make mistakes often. So it's going to be an exciting race.
They typically come out here and they do an extremely good job when in races. I've seen Dean consistently get lower and lower times in races, and Nimzo, I haven't seen much of Nimzo's performance in races. I just know about his performance and his own times, his own PBs, right? And how is he now third? Isn't he third place on our leaderboard?
Yeah, he's third place world record, and last year there is an argument amongst the community that if it wasn't for German version, he actually beat Audi in the grand final, because Audi won by 5 seconds, and German version saves you roughly 6 seconds on text. So.
Oh wow. So it's gonna be quite impressive to see these two runners go against each other. Dean's definitely kind of playing an uphill battle, but it's Twilight Princess, everyone. This game, it goes left, right, and center. One trick can literally define the run.
That pretty much describes the whole game too. Running this game, just like it takes effort. You gotta have a strong mental to do it. 3 hours is not exactly. It's hard to play perfect for 3 hours.
Yeah,
in the words
hard.
Of GFG.
It's hard to. It's already pretty brutal. This is probably one of the more. This is definitely a very brutal Zelda game and how hard it is. But you definitely see, 259 is what Dean put as opponent's name. You know, I believe Dean.
He's gonna get this. I predicted he'd get sub 3 in this race. So, well, I hope I'm right.
We can only hope. So the beginning of the game is going to be pretty similar for both these runners. Everyone goes through the exact same process. We roll over to the next zone, pick up a rock, take it to a gate, use it to bonk to the other side of the gate, and then we do a trick called Back in Time. One that, if anyone's seen Skyward Sword or even Wind Waker, because it's also in there, is where you void out. Well, I know on Skyward Sword it's you die and you also reset at the same time on the continue screen, right? And then on ours is we void out and we do it.
Yeah, you want to restart the game on the same frame the void happens, which is right as Link's arms go up. Nimzo's going for safe bit here. I thought Nimzo was going to go for risky bit. I think Dean's going to go fast bit.
So Dean went for fast bit, gets fast bit, and he was behind, but now he's ahead.
Let's go, Dean.
That is extremely fast bit and the beginning of the game typically is a big reset point. What we'll do is we'll mash our head of that gate and mash that fast bit until we get a run that has a decent fast bit in it. Because missing it, it just means you restart the console and you go back to the gate, which is a common little chain that we have in the community of back to the gate. So him just getting fast bit like he's doing an actual like PB attempt is kind of crazy. It would just be a good time anyway.
I think honestly, a lot of people tend to do safer strats in races. I wouldn't expect Dean to go for any safe strats this race. I think he's gonna go for everything he can.
We already see a little bit of difference in the movement that they've been doing. Nimzo definitely had better rolling, going up to what's this guy's name? I have no clue what this is. Koro?
Yeah.
Koro. He 100%, like, as you saw the difference in movement and how quickly Nimzo was over there, that was him chaining perfect rolls with optimal speed all the way over there. I think Dean lost perfect speed at one of the rolls, which is why he was a little bit behind there. Which is one of the minute things you'll see between runners.
Yeah, so the way Twilight Princess rolling works, for anyone that doesn't know, basically you want to chain rolls together perfectly, and I believe it's close to frame perfect, but if you frame perfect roll, you maintain your speed. If you get close to frame perfect, it lowers it slightly, but you basically want to chain rolls together as best as you can, and this segment right here is arguably the hardest part to do rolls in, because it's really laggy in this section of Pharaoh.
It's really laggy. This isn't the most laggy state it can be in. Later in the run, we'll see just how laggy this exact room can get. But both these runners are definitely really, really close. Though I think Nimzo is a couple seconds ahead. We're probably definitely going to be able to tell if their cage breaks. Because both these runners are at a level where we're going to be checking their cage breaks. Cage break is a good note for seeing how good you did in the first portion of the game and how quickly you were rolling, how successful your perfect rolls were, and how good your movement was overall. Also, a fun thing Nimzo just showed off, you're literally able to do anything when going into the loading zone. You can bonk your sword on there. You can do a couple of other actions. Oh, it looks like Nimzo's stream just got like...
It just like went to the future.
It rubber banded backwards.
I think Nimzo is dropping a lot of frames right now because that is not on my side.
Yeah, I think that's a shame. Okay, he's gone back. He's teleported back to where cage break is. All right, let's see what time they get. So we're gonna see a 403. Pretty much a 403. Yeah, 403 or 402 cage break. And considering he did safe fit, that is very, very good.
409 for Dean. So they're about 6 seconds apart right now.
Yep, he had a little bit worse movement going on throughout the cave and every end going over to Koro, as I said earlier. These small little rolls do add up over time, though. This is where you see a big disparity between runners, or the phantom time that's lost between very, very high up and world record contending runners, and then runners who are trying to achieve sub 3 or anywhere in that level. Rolling and that movement is vital to getting some insane times in this game.
And now we get to everyone's favorite section, goats with Howards. Possibly.
Oh, and Beast is also giving us information. So Lantern is actually where 1.5 seconds is located on the German side. Thank you for that. So that's also why he's a little bit more ahead.
Interesting. That 1.5 seconds could get cut into later, I think, because English is faster at some points, I believe. It's really weird when you time the
double claw shot is faster on English.
Yeah.
For some reason. And now we have one of the most notorious segment, can be some of the most notorious reset segments, goats. Both players getting a very good goats. 20 on Dean, did you see what Nimzo's was?
Nimzo's I think was about 23-4. Nimzo got a Howard, so a goat ran astray for him a little bit.
Still really good. That's being under 20, being under like near that 20 area. Was it Nimzo's a 22 according to Jay? That's both of them really good then. 20 and a 22. For race setting, that's really nice because typically that section is RNG, but we're able to kind of work with whatever we get. So still seeing that both of them getting good times there is really nice in a race setting.
And here comes everyone's favorite RNG, Bo. Which
So-
Twilight Princess's RNG compared to Zelda games, I feel, is like it's not as noticeable because it's not like in say like Wind Waker when you're buying at the shop and you have to hope he drops you the right item you're looking for. It's more so based around the enemy's AI.
Enemies AI, and then this little mini game that you get for this is where normally in the game after you've cleared both Fair on Twilight and Ellen Twilight, you would come here and you would be able to fight Bo after seeing a Goron. Goron's actually one of the necessary triggers you need to be able to go back here, I believe, and go fight Bo for the Iron Boots. But for us, in the speedrun, because of back in time, the game's put in a state that's really awkward for it, and you already have the ability to go get it. Dean getting that one cycle, and Nimzo definitely struggling. He's dropping frames, but we can already see that he is kind of getting slapped a little bit around by Bo. This is just kind of bringing their times very close to each other again. Dean not being able to get a good cycle. Oh, good job. He calls out that one. This fight is completely rock, paper, scissors, by the way. Nimzo getting perfect bow on the second phase, though. That is really good for him getting time back.
They're going to be relatively even after this because I think Nimzo's stream desynced a bit, so it's behind now. But 729 for Dean, 727 for Nimzo. So they're 2 seconds separated.
That is really nice. To be fair, this early game is, well, you can actually see a lot of runners get some decent gaps here, depending on how me and Goats and Bo can be. But seeing that both these runners are literally taking off at the same point will be really good. It means that a lot of the game's execution, how you execute these next coming up tricks and the movement will be vital to seeing who takes the lead.
Next up, we have the castle segment. This segment in general is pretty much how you would normally play the game. A lot of runners here, usually able to just play right to their gold within a couple seconds. Usually the difference is how many one-frame jumps they get.
The one-frame jumps kind of comes down to people just mashing the A button, typically. I feel like it's rare to see some. Oh, we see Nimzo going in the future now. Okay, he's back now. Looks kind of cool. They did in the little hole there, so it looked like Link was just shimmying all the way through.
Yeah, the only one frame we really have a guaranteed tech that will work is for the castle jump when you go to outside. But even so, that's still a one framer. So there's a lot of one frame tricks in this game.
We're gonna see another very fun trick. Box break. Let's see if both runners. Oh, both runners.
3 frames. 3 frames.
That is pretty hype. We have 2 out of 2 box breaks here. Almost perfect sync. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, we are seeing 2 runners living right next to each other in terms of the time and where the stream is. Yeah, that was very satisfying watching them both break the cage at the exact same time. Wow. I feel like someone should get a clip of that from ZSR and have that up there. The most satisfying moments in TP.
Even their movement was in sync too. The way they moved Link, it was identical.
Yeah. That's just the level you're getting. Oh no, Dean having a bonk there. That is rough. The camera is kind of weird, but we'll always hold like certain angles in order to keep so that we can get Wolflink to go in a direction right after these little cutscenes here. I think he was just holding a little bit of an awkward position there, so he ended up getting a bonk instantly.
I didn't see the direction he was holding. There's also a possibility he got analog glitch.
Could have. Another fun addition to TP is that we have a bug called analog glitch where it pretty much like locks your analog in a weird way. It's not fully locking, but it will not change the direction that you were going at certain times. This could mainly be seen on things like vines. When you claw shot and you hold up, you will be going left instead.
They're still just about 3 seconds apart.
Yeah, they are still very close. There is literally a bonk between them right now. So we can see the time literally come back depending on who gets tech skip and who doesn't get tech skip. I do believe Nimzo got tech skip. I do not believe Dean did. I think he whiffed it.
I think he just barely got it.
Oh,
you got
he
it.
did. Wow, that was really nice. That was really close to missing it. So for tech skip, what you do is you try and hold onto the left side of those falling rocks right there. And if you don't break enough of them, or if you don't go through a certain point in it, you will not skip the. What will end up happening is you won't get minus text, which you think is text skipping. You'll go up there and it still hasn't triggered, so you can't actually jump. So you have to do it again. But if you do it correctly, you can successfully hit the right area in the rocks, get down there, and skip minus text there, which is really really nice. You see
And you just saw Dean get another one right there.
Yep. It's a good 1 frame for him to catch up here.
Yeah, if you frame perfect time a jump attack there coming out of the cutscene, you can skip another text box that we also Nimzo just had.
It's very nice because it makes it flow way, way quicker, that area. Yes, it makes this whole segment feel a lot smoother overall.
That was good for Dean to get that. I think he cut another second between them.
He's still a little bit behind though. I'm gonna check on Void in here. He is 12:09 pretty much Void in, and then
12:15 for Dean.
Yeah. Well, we have got a little Korok in chat for our boy Nimzo.
And now we come to TP's most, I would argue, infamous glitch amongst the community.
One of the reasons why a lot of newer players are scared off by this game is directly because of this trick. And most runners who are seasoned know how to do it, are very proficient at doing it, and are able to do it quickly. But still, even saying so, doing it quickly can risk you messing up, and a lot of people do end up resetting to this trick. We have seen many good runners struggle with this trick, and it still can be a pain even at higher levels.
So as we can all see, this is Hugo. He's a very nice man, hopefully sometimes. Other times, not necessarily.
There is a lot of RNG that comes into what you're about to see here. So right now what they're doing is they're pulling his aggro all the way over to a certain trigger. We're going to be using him to jump over a minute trigger and over into the Pharaon Twilight trigger. We're jumping over a minute text box to go get, or a minute trigger to get the sword and shield, which we cannot do because of back in time. The game is not in that state for us to go get the sword and shield. So we literally cannot. We need Hugo to continue the run or it's over. Hugo swinging and stopping his movement is RNG. How he lets you move him is RNG, and you are able to affect how you move him, but he definitely is able to push against you and decide whatever he wants.
And Nimzo getting sword and shield skip first try.
And
so does Dean.
Also very good. Those were they were pretty quick Hugos. They weren't like crazy fast, but they were very good, especially for a race setting. This is very nice to see. We see both runners. I know for Nimzo standards, that was probably slow. As you see, I think he lost some time from that segment.
Yeah, Hugo's not getting in position for him.
I think for Dean, that was still a slower Hugo, but good overall. Taking some extra time, especially in a race setting, to make sure you line him up and you have him in a good spot just so you get that jump is very important. Because in most race setting or in normal PB settings, what you do is you just go for a really quick one, miss it, reset. If anything goes really bad.
Oh,
but
Dean's
in race,
race
you
splits
can't do that.
don't have Hugo. Okay, I forgot he doesn't have Hugo in his race splits.
Yeah, he's got a bit of an interesting version of his splits over in race setting, right?
Yeah, I think he just mostly times when he's done like major segments, like dungeons or Twilight segments.
Pretty similar to how I keep most of my splits most of the time. Like literally, I think this is exactly how my splits are.
I need to get an auto splitter for this game. So both runners here. Yeah, I'll let you go.
I was about to say both runners are like very close to each other. Still after Hugo can actually bring some big gap in the runners, so it's really nice to see both the runners pretty much keeping up very similar pace to pre and post Hugo. They're just they're pretty close to each other, a little bit neck and neck. We're gonna be seeing hopefully with early Master Sword, we get to see both of them perform very good and get through that trick too. And once we're past that trick, we've kind of gone through a bit of the early game struggles. We'll still have a couple things like Gorge Void, Ruby Roll, Pillar Clip, and how proficient these runners are able to do that. But after that, we're pretty much we're home free after that in the early game.
So for anyone who hasn't watched the Twilight Princess speedrun, everyone's probably confused why they didn't grab the vessel. We don't need it in the route, and this at least the route both these runners run. So they're just gonna skip completing this Twilight section altogether.
It'd actually be really funny. Near the ending or in the ending credits, actually, it will keep this fair on Twilight. Even in the credits, it will still show that it's in Twilight because we never saved them from the Twilight. Forever to be trapped in the Twilight.
We'll actually see both these runners later in the run when they are in fair on Twilight. It's a weird Twilight segment where the Twilight particles are still rising, but the state of the map is still light itself.
We see Nimzo getting through EMS very, very quickly. Let's hope that Dean goes for. I know he goes for a very quick EMS.
Nimzo
Bad
getting
swing.
it.
Good swing, and Dean out too. Literally very, very similar. Very, 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 very similar, these two runners. Like what just went on for the EMS. I believe the exact same thing. One missed swing and then a perfect EMS right after. Good job.
This is what you want to see in a race.
This is very close. Dean definitely knowing he's fighting against someone who is very, very good, and he's putting up an incredible fight already to keep up with Nimzo and his literally having one of the most terrifying early games of the runners. One extra string for Nimzo. Dang, I missed it. Apparently, hey, it's synced up again. All right.
Nimzo's streaming between
also
multiple
welcome
dimensions.
in, Zach. Yeah, he's been teleporting a little bit.
He's traveling the multiverse.
Trying to get into Dean's game right now. We might see an extra wolf pop up.
TP Multiworld? Confirmed?
Nimzo just showcasing it off a little bit. Through this section of Skull Kid, they're going to be doing pretty much Skull Kid's antics. They're going to have to hit him 3 times and then go into another little part about it.
There's a couple things they do, like get the early on the third Skull Kid here. We'll see Nimzo attack Skull Kid relatively close to a ledge to drop down early, but that's really about the only thing that a normal person wouldn't do when doing a casual playthrough.
Both these two, as you see, hugging the wall, good movement, just trying to keep up. Very, very good movement here, which all runners are going to be doing, especially at their level. And you are all good, Nimzo. Just focus on the run, buddy, and we will deal with whatever comes to us. Internet is not as fun. Internet is not as fun as, like, some people are granted good internet, and some of us struggle. Some of us suffer with, shoddy internet that gets throttled 90% of the time.
I have quote-unquote premium Canadian internet that drops 5 times a day sometimes. Nice and fun.
Let's see. So I know Nimzo got that pretty quickly. Skull Kid can actually look. It's kind of funny. Skull Kid can be looking left or right there. It can affect how when you need the press for the cutscene there. It can take him a little bit longer for him to actually notice you, which is really funny. It's a very small light thing in the game, but it is there.
So what we're noticing both these runners do is they're killing one puppet, and this will cause Skull Kid to start spawning more faster, which is what you need to do to hit him quicker. And runners, especially you see Nimzo going for it at his level, they'll usually use this opportunity to get a lot of rupees by attacking the skulls just in the general area. And Dean's going for it as well. This will help them, especially if they go for rupee reroute.
They're going to be collecting as many rubies as they can. Depending on your ruby count, 40 is what you ideally need entering AG. Anything above 40 is really, once you get into this area of like 45 above, you can start considering going for a ruby reroute kind of change where you can skip a red chest that we go for, saving you essentially 4 to 5 seconds, depending on how good you do at skipping ruby text boxes.
It also makes the movement in AG look cooler.
That's a personal thing, but I do agree with it.
Gotta go
we
for
see-
swag strats.
We see Dean having fun with the wolf howl right here. This is literally, you're gonna see both these runners doing the exact same thing. I know what we see Nimzo doing is adding a little bit of hypeness to it. He's putting his sense on right before he jumps so it gets canceled instantly. We see Dean doing it too now. Apparently you heard us.
How long did this puzzle take everyone when they were a kid the first time?
Oh, this one took me ages. This took me forever.
How long does it take to Google this puzzle?
You know. And we didn't back when we were kids. Google wasn't as accessible.
I thankfully had the answer in a book because when I was a kid and we got this game at first, my brother bought it and on release day, and they gave away like a guidebook to the first 100 people, like the hardcover one for the Wii. So.
An hour in literal tears. I relayed that too much, Daisy. It was quite a brutal experience for me.
Of course, us now being older, we can all just look back and be like, oh, of course, classic Nintendo. They made it a square. You just go left down and then it's a square.
Actually, I still struggle with this one. Even at today's standards, I still struggle with this puzzle. If I didn't know the speedrun method, I would literally still be stuck there for 30 minutes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree there. I'm just saying, like, classic Nintendo. It's something as simple as a square to solve, and we just all couldn't see it when we were younger.
So as you see, we now have both these runners. If you're new to the Twilight Princess, both these runners now have the Master Sword. This will introduce one of the more main gimmicks you'll see now. Link is able to transform both from human into wolf, and he's able to freely warp around the map using the Twilight portals. This is really, really good for runners, and this is really nice for our whole entire run. The run would be much slower without this trick in. It allows us to pretty much bypass so much of the game, and allows us a lot of different movement options, which we'll be seeing people transform into wolf for faster movement, switch between Link for stuff like the LJA, which we'll see later on demonstrations of the LJA and why we need to be human Link. But it makes us run a cool combination of using both.
Interesting time save that it's basically, at least to get close to the time save it gives you, HD's route would be relatively similar if they had this, and their route is about 21 minutes slower than ours right now, from world record to world record. So EMS saves a ton of time in this game.
It is definitely probably the biggest thing that is included and excluded from the two games, other than also map glitch is definitely a bit unfun that they don't get either.
Thankfully, they found a workaround to that with Snow Peak, at least, though. Even though that's another story in itself for how annoying that trick is. I know D3's here, I'm sure he'd agree.
Alright, we're about to see these runners go all the way back, pretty much all the way through the entire section that they just did again, but now they can do it as human Link, a little bit different. Human Link is going to allow them to do Purple Mist quite quicker, though, like we talked about, laggy rolls and how that little section in Theron is quite difficult to chain perfect rolls and do well. Man, D3 definitely said he agrees with you, Crosser. This next section, you're definitely you might even be able to see the lag on your screen right now, viewer. But definitely as a runner, you feel it. But this section is very unfun for the game. It makes perfect rolling and the lag that you feel. And we see Nimzo void out. This is one of the more dangerous places because of that.
He did a third roll.
Third roll is a little bit dangerous. What you'll see a lot of runners do is 2 rolls and then run a little bit and then swing. 3 rolls can be quite dangerous because you need to be getting good rolls and not messing up your roll timing, which is incredibly hard in the Purple Mist.
Usually it's about... Sorry.
I was about to say, we have seen D now take the lead, actually. I wanted to state that before you go, but you're good to go now, Crosser.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Usually it's 2 rolls, 4 steps people take. Dean actually fits a bit more steps in, I just realized. That's probably a bit more optimal, because it lets him go faster on the last phase.
Dean going through that Shadow Beast segment too a little bit quicker, just as movement overall. and how the beasts were for him. So we're gonna see both these runners now doing a trick called Forced Back in Time. So our second edition of doing Back in Time is all just so that we can get a thing called early boss flags. Early boss trigger? Yeah, it's early boss flags, right? Yeah. We're gonna see them save immediately here because you need to have a save a state in the game that is saved here in the Forest Temple, so we can get back here. And they're going to perform back in time.
I think he got that.
I think
Yeah, he did.
I think that's what works for Dean. His is a bit different than what I'm used to, so it's interesting.
Yeah, he did the old method there that I myself still do. He got the early frame where the trick, if you're not as good as Dean, is pull out the map quickly and do that into Back in Time. But if you're as good as Dean, you can just predict the frame. And Nimzo, I think that was that second try for him, or?
I believe so. I think because of the time difference, we can definitely say that was second time, maybe third, but I'm pretty sure second. Dean is now taking a pretty good lead, actually. And that is unfortunate. That might kill a bit of his lead here.
So I hope Nancy's nice to him.
So these two spiders here are quite notorious and both include a bit of RNG. You can, as the task would do, you can just walk straight up, but definitely in practice you can't. So he's going to be doing a B min. He's oh, okay, there's actually that method. You can just jump up there. I know some people can B attack it.
This is actually really smart by Dean because there's a possibility that this spider the community calls Nancy could have made him lose even more time, so it's better to just do that and play it safe.
It will definitely save him time in the long run. Because if that spider stops him, it would start adding many seconds upon seconds each time she decided she didn't want you to go. And we're going to see Nimzo do the exact opposite. Will the spider give him very good RNG on?
This is why he's
Nimzo,
the early game king.
Yep, Nimzo just knowing. He was like, hey Nancy, what's up? You know you won't touch me.
Nancy and Nimzo are old friends.
They go back, they're old friends from college. They go way back. So as you saw, when they opened the door, they got 4 monkeys there when they only had 1. That is due to early boss flags, actually, allowing them to get to this fight.
And it's actually really important here, too, that the runners do this jumping across the monkeys perfectly. This glitch they set has a use later in the run when we get to a temple called Lakebed Temple. And if they void here, they would have to redo the entire glitch all over again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you void right before Ook here, you can't just see up to get to Deku Toad.
Oh, because it eats up your early boss flags because it gets used twice.
Yeah, Ook was not nice to Dean there.
Ook definitely made the time go way back. Nimzo messing up a bit of the spin attacks there. That is really rough. Dean was on an extremely good pace going up to that. Ook kind of just eating away second. So Ook, this is another rendition of RNG that's kind of hidden in Twilight Princess. Ook's jumps. He can eat up as much time as he wants. And theoretically go infinitely, but of course that doesn't happen, right? He will always end up throwing the boomerang at one point or another.
Most I've seen personally was D3's 27, given I think him walking close to Ook stalled it a bit. The one I know I've seen was Zach got 15 straight one time.
That is a rough amount of time to lose.
Yeah.
Dean still being a sub, I mean, that's going to show gold, but that might be just a gold in race time terms.
I'm pretty sure he's had a low 29 before.
Yeah, he's had a low 29 if I recall. I think overall, having a 29 boomerang is still very nice, especially in race setting. I believe we also see... Did Nimzo get the 29 or no?
He got a 29.57, yeah.
So a little bit worse of a 29, but oh, they're about 3 seconds difference.
His record run is a 29.02. Oh my god. And now, thanks to the boomerang, this is why we are able to just skip doing the Forest Temple and the Twilight segment altogether right here. So, this is the first use of the biggest time save glitch in Twilight Princess, called, well, actually second use, because we use it with Hugo. But
we're about to see many renditions of this trick called the LJA being performed to make very cool looking hops over many things. Right now they're going to be hopping over a minute trigger.
to give a scale to how much this saves, I believe the Wii record is currently about 3.5 hours. The Wii version actually has some tricks in it that would make it the fastest version to run this game on. However, it does not have long jump attacks in it, and that wastes about 36 minutes in world record.
LJA stands for long jump attack, right in the name. Nimzo aimed very quickly there. Like, wait, what did Nimzo end up doing there? Did he do... I can't remember what I saw Dean do it. He didn't do wolf strat, he just went for it. It took him a little bit to set up.
Nimzo just with the instant LJ.
Oh, he like went up and immediately got it?
Oh, he didn't even aim the ring, he just pressed X and jumped.
Oh my, that is incredible then. These two have evened out quite a lot actually now.
This is Nimzo's movement. We're all seeing it on full displays a couple times.
Yeah, the fact that he went from behind to ahead in terms of a literal 1 LJA there is quite incredible. Yes, they weren't too far apart from each other beforehand, but that is quite crazy to see how much time he literally saved on that one trick alone.
This is a few times now, though, that Dean's had about a 5-second lead, and not even off Dean making a mistake, it's just Nimzo's movement that we're seeing him catch up. And next we have a trick called Gorge Void. This is a frame-perfect trick that saves around a minute in the run, I'd say.
It's much less when doing on when timed, but it's
Dean gets it. Nimzo unfortunately does not.
I think Gorge Void is, I cannot remember the exact seconds on it, but I don't think it's over. I do not believe it's a minute.
I think it's fastest 40 seconds on average. You see most runners, on average it's usually about a minute. I see runners.
I think it definitely depends on how runners perform. So now what you're gonna see people have to do, Nimzo's gonna have to do Forest Escape again, an extra time here, which is very unfun because that trick can eat up time depending on how fast you go with it.
And Dean is gonna go for Rupee Roll here. Let's see if he gets it.
Dean has a very good LJ here. I know he's set up for it. He L targets right before he lands so he can get a good camera there. Lands straight on it. Does not get the bonk there. 1 minute 5 seconds on average. Alright. Thank you, Zach, for that. Fastest is still over a minute. Oh my, really?
And Dean gets Rupee Roll and the Gorge Skip now. Be interesting to see if Nimzo goes straight to Lanayru here or just goes and grabs the CAC portal. I think he's gonna go, but yeah, he's just gonna go right back and grab the CAC portal first. So this saves what a lot of runners tend to do is just go on to the next part of the run and come back. But you can save all of one equip if your equips are perfect by just going straight back to Kakariko. So.
I mean, it's definitely worth it. It's one of those things that's literally free time save. Like it's a routing free time save, you know.
100%. So
it's just rare. Well. It's just rare for people to do it.
Not a lot of people know it because on ZSR, where the route's listed out, it tells them to go to Lanayru first, but it's in theory slower to do that instead of just going back and grabbing the portal first. So Dean's on really good pace here.
I think Dean is on good pace, even like his own standards. I think this is a good run coming out of the early game, or starting to edge his way out of the early game. It's three equips in total.
Huh.
That is a lot. That's actually a decent amount of time save.
That makes it seem more. The first time I heard about it was when Audie told me it just saves 1 equip. If it saves 3, that makes it even more worth
equipping
it.
Oko twice. Oh.
Interesting.
And I mean, a lot of people don't like to do it just because it messes up your splits because so many people are used to getting. We have our split set up for getting Gorge Void, but of course, if you miss it, then you wouldn't.
Unfortunately, that means most of us end up skipping segments like Nimzo did here. Oh, okay, he got that. The rang felt a bit far to the right there. I was worried for a sec. So we're going to see Nimzo just go do what Dean did, grab the hack portal, and Dean is going to go do Forest Escape himself, and he'll only have to do it 1 more time. And he's going to head straight to Lanayru.
He saves time by not having to do things like we saw Nimzo doing, like having to do Force Escape again, jump over Mailman Trigger. All of those things are taken out of Dean's side now. He just gets to keep going.
After Nimzo completes this, we're going to have to watch him go do Forest Escape again. And that will give us a good visual representation of just how far Dean is ahead.
So the reason why it saves it is because you have to go for Elden Vessel. If you teleport away now, you're wasting the time. This is where the time save comes in. You do all of Elden Vessel, and then once you're done, instead of warping to Death Mountain, you warp back to the forest, and then you go all the way up, do Claw Shot segment. You go, and then once you've gone the portal for the top of Zora's Domain, that's when you teleport over to
I
Death
haven't
Mountain.
seen this. This is interesting. I have not seen this actually before.
So a lot of people always wonder, why does no one do this? Why is there time save over here on equips that no one does? It's because instead of going and doing Claw Shot and that whole entire segment, that sucks. That Keys is really bad RNG that Nimzo just got there.
That's what Zach was talking about, the Uku equips. I got it. That's why you do this first now. Yep. Makes sense.
I didn't know. I knew it was an equip. I didn't know it was 3 equips. So that's very nice that Zach gave us the information, so I can make sure I keep that in my head now. But this is where, because actually, if you warp away, after getting the portal, it loses you a bunch of time because you have an extra warp in there. But doing this way is what saves you that time. But as you see, Nimzo has skipped a lot of his splits. A lot of those splits have been skipped now.
And Dean is doing one of the most infamous tricks again in the game right now called Pillar Clip. Let's hope he's good.
Instant clip. Alright, he's got some good air too. He went in there early.
Let's go, Dean.
Dean kind of going crazy out here. He's performing very, very good.
I wonder if he's going to go for the lake bed reroute.
That was an extremely quick clip, followed by an insta clip, so he is not wasting any time here. It's going to feel weird because these two runners are going to be definitely their runs are going to look very different because of Nimzo's choice to go to Ellen to save a little bit more time. I think he's going to need it though because of Dean's pace right now. Dean is actually doing really well keeping up with Nimzo and his early game.
They should sync up at Lanayru Twilight, I believe.
They will start the sync up. Yes, that Lanayru is pretty much. The warp. It will be probably the warp. Of going to Death Mountains. Probably with the first moment they'll kind of be on the same path again as each other.
Yeah. So it's really interesting because we're literally seeing what Dean's pretty much about to go do next, and we're seeing Dean do what Nimzo's gonna have to do next.
They're literally going to be high-fiving each other at the midway point and doing what we're watching each other do. So in a little bit from now, we'll see Nimzo performing Lake Bed and Dean doing Elden.
Good dash cancels by Nimzo there.
Yeah, that was very good. I think this is a perfect. Yeah, that was very quick aim on the LJA too. Very good job. It's gonna seem a little bit confusing, but this is optimal for Nimzo to do. This is how you can save a little bit of time on the Gorge Void side. It's definitely gonna look a little weird, but trust me, this is both of them playing very optimally here. And you guys now get to see just what missing Gorge Void entails for the run. and we're gonna see a decent gap between them when they end up coming together. And it, based on movement and depending on how good Dean does this, could show him being quite literally in the lead by a good amount.
Nimzo split all the way through Lanayru Twilight. I don't think he meant to do that.
I
3709.
Yeah, I do not think he had 3709.
On.
Yo, that looked so sketchy. For what we just witnessed the synchronized do. I know you saw it too, right?
I just saw some weird stuff. I saw like Dean's bridge just turn on my screen for a second there, so I don't like the bridge turned again.
I saw Nimzo line up Wolf Bombhouse skip, shoot for it, and then it went all the way back to him entering the outside area of Elden. That was quite weird to look at.
Internet's fun sometimes.
How much time lost does Failed Gorge lose? So what Zach, according to Zach, it's about 1 minute 5 seconds on average. The fastest is still over a minute. Oh, rip Dean, there was one little guy there. Still though, this is Nimzo's section of being known as one of the fastest runners out though. This early game is very good. We're seeing him perform a lot of hard tricks like Wolf Bombhouse skip.
And
First try and quickly.
Toad one cycle. That's good.
Good job to him. Oh, Dean almost. I thought he was about to walk past the chest there for a second. So Dean's got Claw Shot now. Now what he's going to do, he's going to Oko out. Well, he's going to have to save War first. I guess, yeah, he's got to save War first, and then he's going to get over.
2 reasons. 1, we can't use Zuko in that room, at least I believe, because it's a mini boss room. And 2, Dean wants to be in the start of Lake Bed for later in the run.
I thought the Lake Bed reroute actually does. I might be confused here, but I think there is a way to use Oko in that room.
The reroute still wouldn't want to do it, though. You need to be in the main room here when you Uku for bombs later, because you got to come back after you steal Isa's and take the bombs from there.
There was actually, it didn't show on Dean's screen there, but there was a little chest in the back there, a little wooden chest that has bombs.
I love the way Dean just did this portal. I love the way he did that portal.
Oh, you mean Nimzo?
Sorry, Nimzo. I meant. I love the way Nimzo did. A lot of runners will try and get all 3 Shadow Beasts at once, and sometimes if they don't listen properly, that just gives you. It can lose you some time if their AI doesn't respond.
Dean doing some weird setup there to go extreme, or I mean that was Nimzo. My bad. Nimzo doing an extremely unique setup there, going incredibly fast to that Elden Vessel.
This is
using the C up to pretty much. That is really, really quick Elden. That is one of the fastest Eldens I've ever seen.
Wow. Wait. Okay, he unsplit it, so I can't see now, but I think that was a 646. It said. Wow.
Nimzo is quite literally intense on the early game.
Kargrok fight skip.
Yeah, he's missing this. So there's 2 methods that runners will do. You rather jump on it. You can rather do 2 jump attacks here in quick succession. Or you can do this Iron Boots method, which tries to drown it while the Kagrok goes to grab Link. If you get grabbed, it crashes the game. There are ways to kind of recover it and save it from crashing, like fully ruining your run. There's ways to make it lose a lot less time than what you'd get. If you get the full-on crash, it is a full hardware reset.
You want to reset the second it grabs you. And that avoids you having to wait. Dean going for clip, and he gets it.
Dean getting clipped.
6 seconds.
Unfortunate that he did lose some time to drown. A failed drown there is really sad. Nimzo saying, yeah, I might have to do force escape again, but he just does it so quickly it doesn't really matter.
And he goes for the setup plus method, or setup plus method. So saves him even more time.
we see just why Nimzo is given that title if we're having that extremely terrifying early game, just with how fast he's able to go.
He hasn't aimed for either mailman skip, and all 3 of his forest escapes were instant targets. Like, Jesus.
You want me to crash to get grabbed, but also the Bulblin drowns. Oh, so the Bulblin also has to drown on that. That's interesting. I didn't know.
Most of the time with the method that we do, you usually do that would be the case that happens. It's just you didn't move far enough left. Yeah.
I feel like I have not seen it. I think it's pretty rare to see the case where it doesn't drown and you get picked up. I've never seen that happen actually.
I'm pretty sure it's because the game's trying to load a cutscene at the same time as it's trying to play the like mini cutscene action that the Kargarok does when it grabs you and picks you up. So it tries to load 2 at once, overloads, I'm guessing, the memory of the game, and then it just crashes. And Nimzo now making his way to Lakebed. We're gonna see him do everything Dean just did, except he might do the Lakebed reroute.
It's gonna be interesting. I want to see the Lakebed reroute. I want to see Nimzo fully going for that. That would be really interesting. I do not know if he's a player who does it. Hopefully he gets this good pillar clip. Nimzo being the very good early game player, I would expect him to get pillar clip relatively quickly. He does. He's in. He's out. A little bit time lost from Dean. Definitely because this Dean had such an incredible pillar clip, but very minute differences right now. We're going to have to see Dean going for an Elden Vessel now. This is where most typical runners, this is what their route's going to look like.
This is going to be a very good vessel from Dean, though. We're not going to see him split it, but that's a sub 48 vessel. That's really good.
Dean needs to keep up this good mentality that he's got going here. He is going very, very fast. He knows he's fighting someone who is a very good opponent, and so he's stepping up this game.
751 for his vessel time.
You see, like I said, literally trading off. The other's in Lakebed, the other's in Elden now. And they'll meet up at Death Mountain.
I think Dean still might be ahead though.
He should be from Gorge. It just depends how fast he does his Elden Vessel. It is intimidating to go against someone's Elden Vessel like that. Nimzo literally soared through it. It felt like that was done instantaneously.
Does anyone know the fastest time Elden's been done?
I do not have that time on hand. We are seeing the Lakebed reroute here. Well, sort of reroute. It's just kind of people realized walking and going this way is faster than the LHA setup that we do currently. Oh, so he takes a bonk through. That's a little bit rough, though. That does eat up a lot of the time this route does save. He's got Oko now. He's going to be doing a trick over here. Oh, okay, that was quite interesting. That is the first time I've seen people do the jump tag version of that. That is it. Yep. Now he's heading over to the big frog to go kill him.
Let's hope he can also get one cycle. Oh, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. So if you, just on Nimzo's side, so if you do Void after Bit in Ook's room, when you try to see up here, it won't actually load the boss fight. Which means the alternative way you have to go about fighting Deku Toad is you have to LJA over the railing and be able to blow up a rock that has bombs.
He targeted the enemy so he couldn't side hop and end up walking into the Ruby instantly.
He still should be on good pace here.
Yeah, he's still going to be thriving. Like, he's definitely still enjoying where he is.
And
Having
Nimzo
a good time.
Decatoad, 1 cycle.
Yep. 1 cycle there. We're seeing both runners zoom on through. Good dash cancels from Dean. Nimzo now getting a claw shot. Now he's going to be going up to get that Zora's Domain warp portal and then warping over. This is a very, very good race from both these runners.
Dean's on pace for a really good vessel here still.
Dean is actually soaring through. He is playing this vessel very, very well. He's had literally very, very few, like, all of his movement here has been very good. The Yellow Ruby is the most notable time loss he's gotten in the segment, and if that's your biggest time loss in Elden Vessel, that's nothing. That's pretty minor, you know. Lining up, going through instantly. Yep. Let's see if he goes for Wolf Bombhouse skip. I believe he has been learning it, so we will see if he chooses to go for Wolf, and he is going for Wolf Bombhouse.
Let's go,
Taking
Dean.
a little bit more time to set up just so that he gets it, but he does get it. That is a very hard trick to learn. He is waiting it out there. Maybe you saw he actually almost went through the... He starts the animation to go through there, and then waits it out a little bit just so that he can hear the bug snap. If you go in there too quickly, you still do load the bomb house.
He is not messing with the tech skip though.
Yeah, the one frame you can save on tech skip for doing some perfect movement, yeah, I do not feel it's worth it.
He was fracturing it last night.
It is very much not worth it, especially because he's probably like, yo, Pog, I got Wolf Bombhouse skip in a run.
Dean getting.
He's got some rubies to go collect. All right, he's at 39 right now. He is definitely a little bit ahead of Nimzo right now in money. He might be able to. I know he's been practicing getting in the ruby reroute that we talked about, which skips a red chest in Arbiter's Grounds. Dean is definitely on pace to maybe be able to go for it. I know he's been practicing it quite a lot. I do not believe Nimzo is like close enough to get it.
He does have Lanayru.
He's the Lanayru grass.
Yeah.
He has a couple. There are a couple of rubies here and there that he can get, but definitely he is a bit behind from what you'd want to be in terms of rubies for it.
Dean is chilling though. He's got Lanayru grass with the Zora's Domain bug and Iza's box. He could be looking at 46 or 47 before he finishes Lanayru's Twilight.
Which is very, very good going into... is still very possible to do.
And depending on what else he finds, he might be able to skip the second blue.
We see two runners. It's quite rare to see both runners get Wolf Bombhouse skip first try. No one fails it and does it. They both performed extremely well. That trick, I cannot stress how hard that trick really is.
I don't go for that trick, and I don't know if I ever will.
Dean's movement there was very, very good. Cataclysm over on Nimzo's side. I was not watching his drowns there because I've been more impressed just by it because I think we were watching a bit of Dean there for a little bit.
Once he gets the fight skip, you kind of go on autopilot for a while. The Twilight segments are where all the effort pays off, it seems, you know. So we kind of got focused on them.
He got a really nice Mindas either. Like that was very, very quick. This is rough. This is gonna be the first actual time loss he gets here. Where's that bug?
Lost the bug. There we go. He's gotten it.
It's gonna be probably the first major time loss he loses here. That's probably a good 5 to 6 seconds.
That's a 7 minute on the dot though for his Elden. I timed it. That's still good.
He is a sub 55 Elden Vessel. No, that is very, very good. We would be able to use these time measurements for Nimzo, but he is doing the complete flip side, so it's quite hard for us to have timestamps in terms of what is very good and what is very okay. Hey, guess what though? We just saw one warp to Death Mountain.
And we got another one coming in soon. So that the Twilight segment from Nimzo is definitely keeping us close. The 14 seconds he saved there is definitely the difference maker over him missing Gorge Void right now.
The time differences between these two is literally a Gorge Void, and definitely should Dean have split? Dean is doing a different split than he usually does for his runs. So he splits at, I believe, grabbing Lineru Vessel.
Yeah, his splits are done at very, very big intervals for races.
He typically does not care about the minor stuff in terms of his race splits.
He doesn't want to have
his first split is literally the boomerang, which is quite deep into the run. 30 minutes, and then pretty much he has his next split. Did you void out instead of going through? Dean,
no, he just put iron boots on, and then it's gonna load him back here.
Okay.
Although now he's not gonna be able to get a roll.
He does a double side hop instead. Alright, Dean, that was quite interesting. I like it. I want some more of it. He's having fun. He probably has a smile on his face after watching that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to deal with...
They are very close to each other, by the way. And keeping up with a runner who is notorious for getting very good sub-3s is pretty good for Dean. That is pretty nice to have.
Gets a 57.08 black screen on exiting Vessel, just so we can time how far Nimzo is behind right now.
$57.32. 30. Oh, you mean black screen, right? 35.
Yeah, so
okay.
Nimzo is about 27 seconds behind Dean right now.
That is a considerable difference in Twilight Princess. That is. And that is including all the desyncs. It does not matter. That is their actual time difference between the two runners. That was a little rough for Bugs. He made it was a little bit rough what was going on with the Shadow Beast. One of them not trying to aggro onto him, but he did recover it, which is very, very good.
Dean with a good portal there. I find this is the portal most runners tend to struggle with.
Okay, Dean, that was very, very good. They are both on good runs, and I know for Dean this is a very good run. Hey, buddy, get those rubies. What are you doing? That was free rubies. No. That was 2 rubies I'm pretty sure he could have gotten and still kept up the time there.
He should be fine, I think, though. They usually get like 4 or 5 in the grass he's about to hit here.
You will hope. He's at 40 right now, so he's still doing alright, but ooh, missing that long jump. It's all right.
I miss that all the time.
I feel like a lot of runners do. If you're a little bit early, you'll just kind of go straight through. Yeah.
Going for side hop.
Okay. And he's saving quitting because he missed side hop. Hey, the side hop is not a very fun trick to do. It is a little bit precise. We might see Nimzo perform it right now.
That catches, if Nimzo hits this, Nimzo's taking the lead again.
So yeah, Nimzo takes the lead.
And Nimzo hits it. So they're gonna be pretty in sync here, I think. Yeah,
it is
Dean's
it is not. So Dean immediately recognizing that he missed it so quickly and saving quitting saved them a bunch of time for what he would have lost. So I'm guessing you probably lost 15 some seconds, probably a little bit more, probably 15, 20 area, right?
I believe it's about 20, give or take, it looks like.
He's getting decent lily pad bugs, so it's not too bad. You definitely see a lot worse coming out from a lot of runs, and that was very good, double collect. Both runners seem to be almost lined up though now.
We are back in sync.
He's
rupees
not getting.
only. He didn't break more grass.
Both are at 42 rubies. I do not feel like either of them are going. It probably depends immediately on how much he gets from these boxes right now. But even then, he probably is still not going to be going for it. This is very, very low rubies. You can pretty much guarantee 10 for sure, and there's an extra 2 by Death Sword that you can get as extra safety. But
there's still the Style Children too that he has to kill.
Yeah, but relying on Style Children is very, very brutal. He got no one from that. Though we do see Nimzo smiling. He got 2 out of there. 1. We see Dean get 1 there. Nimzo takes the lead in terms of his money, and I believe a little bit of movement too.
They're in sync in movement. Both entering the water.
No, but what I mean is Nimzo was behind.
Yeah.
Now he's ahead, which just means that in that small section there, he had better movement.
Actually, Dean's splits are 2 seconds ahead as well. So.
Yeah.
Nimzo is ahead by 2 seconds.
Probably a little bit more. I don't know what happened. Why you got? Is there always that minute text there? Or?
Did Dean get a minute text?
Yeah, Dean got a minute text there when he went through the little tunnel.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was watching Nimzo's screen.
That lost him a bit of time there. See how these two do. They are really, really going at each other. We definitely see. I'll check the actual time difference on Blackout on HC to see where they are. This is really, really impressive race though. To see runners this close at Leneru Vessel, that's quite crazy. This is a rare sight to see. You do not get this often from runners.
To see Dean playing to Nimzo's early game like this, though, that's good too.
To give Nimzo credit, though, did miss Gorge Void, but
yeah.
He is making up time. But that is literally, there should be, against most runners, you would definitely see a bit of a bigger gap just from missing the Gorge Void, right? But you see Nimzo just on how fast he is at the Elden Vessel. He saves so much time going through these sections. He is literally clawing back time with each screen. And that is quite impressive. That is why he has this early game. That is why he's regarded as one of the best early games we've ever seen.
This has been a hot category lately, that is true.
We have, because of our tournament Wolfdash, definitely.
I'd also just say in general, I heard it's also partially because of Oot finding SRM. We got a lot of Oot runners that apparently came over. Because not a lot of people are wanting to learn the SRM route.
We're killing that bug very, very quickly. Dean warping out. Nimzo already warped out. I was supposed to check black screen, but it's okay. I'll check.
It's okay. Spawn in at 1-4 on Nimzo for Dean 1-6, so it's still 2. Wow, it's still 2 seconds. Oh no, sorry, it's 6 seconds.
Yeah, 6 seconds. I was about to say you did your math a little bit wrong.
I for some reason I thought I said 104.04. So.
Dean kind of getting messed around with this bug. That's a little sad. The bug also plops in the water. That's going to be a bit of a time loss. That does lose you time.
Right on the edge. Oh, he got the
that's going to lose him a lot of time then.
He's still got a lot of time left. I think he's doing good.
He's overall doing good. But that's just one of those minor ones. Thank you, Wolfdash, and thank you, runners. Well, thank you for being here to watch.
He's still playing with the howls, so we know that. We know that he's vibing.
I think Dean is probably one of the best mindsets. I feel like just from how his gameplay has been, he seems like he's in a pretty good mindset, if you know what I mean. His reaction to missing that waterfall was really, really good. I cannot give him credit enough on that. That takes a strong mindset to be like, hey, it's gone. I need to save and quit immediately. And then goes and was able to recover.
Yeah, he has that same mindset that Simply has to Mario 64. Just don't get attached to a run, and it just like it just allows him to do runs nonstop.
Goes for hard tricks, and then this bug being a pain. Okay, he recovers it really quickly. That bug, some of these bugs can be really mean.
They were not nice to him the whole time there.
Yeah, his bugs have not been very nice to him. Though I do think it's been a little bit of also his own error. I think it's also just been bugs are not being too nice to him.
He can still get about a mid 10. That's a pretty good time still. Mid 10 is gonna be good.
Nimzo definitely taking this lead here. Though we will probably see. We know Nimzo for his early game. I do not know how good his late game is overall. I have not seen a majority of his late game.
His late game's still good. It's still really good,
but I know it's definitely not as threatening as the. Ooh, rip on that pause.
The reason Nimzo doesn't have world record right now, if you'd ask me, is Palace. Audie's Palace is the reason that he has the record still. Yeah, because Nimzo got a better Zelda cycle than Audie on his PB. So his late game's still crazy though.
Yeah, if you're in that 254 range, I feel like you have a crazy every game. You have a crazy bit of everything.
Yeah.
All of them are really good. That was really good from Dean. He's playing it well. Just the re-hit there.
All of them are very good at their own unique thing. I'd find in this, at least the two.
He misses. He just literally like doesn't collide with it. That's so sad.
I didn't see what time. Oh, Nimzo split for us when he beat Twilight. So 107.07. Dean's about 30 seconds behind here. It looks like. That's still good pace though. It actually looks like it's going to be that on the dot. Yep. On the dot.
What a hype run to see from both these players.
So this next segment, Nimzo is the early game god, but I honestly could see Dean catch. Dean's really, really good at this segment, even though it's not really hard. He does a lot of minor things that people don't do, that his getting to Snow Peak is just really good.
Dean is one of those people in the community where he has addressed the idea that if I wish to be better, or if I wish to surpass people's times, I need to improve, not just copy. And this is one of those segments where you see that mentality coming in, where he pushes his limits, pushes the limits that people thought of stuff you should do, and goes for some kind of crazier stuff to save time, to try and edge back seconds upon those really good runners.
His logic is, if I want to beat them, I got to be able to do more than them, and that's a good logic to have.
Even if it sounds crazy, some of the things he's going to be doing here are harder. We won't see it right now. Currently, the movement that you see will literally mimic. It was copy paste. Every runner's going to probably take very similar paths here. Lower the camera so you reduce lag. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Get to the Howling Stone. After Howling Stone, kill the Shadow Beast. Get Iza bombs, and then we're gonna probably see where it splits a little bit. It's gonna be a difference. Dean, what are you doing? I do not think he meant to do that.
Oh, did he just leave the Howling Stone?
Yeah, he just left the Howling Stone.
Oh no.
He
thinks he's in Snow Peak. I think he's gonna have to restart Howl there too, yeah.
I definitely think he thinks he's in Snow Peak. I think he genuinely thinks he's in Snow Peak for a second there. He's gonna be giving up a little bit of time. That's a bit of a rough time loss. Like, that's just kind of free time. You did that the other day. That's okay. Beast, you'd probably find it funny. Yesterday I went, during Lanayru Vessel, I thought I was an MDH, so I went into the house. or I went into the bar and went in and then realized, wait a second, this is the wrong time to be doing this. With such a long run, you could definitely mix up some of the minor segments here.
Dean's definitely not out of this yet, though. We still have the most infamous.
Nimzo puts down 2 bombs? He put down 2 bombs. Huh. What happened to me was I pressed A to howl too early before the cutscene ended. So holding down to start howling, ended up holding down to leave the howling area. I bet that's what Dean did. Oh, wow. That is a little interesting what we just saw Nimzo do. He, like, all of his bomb placements here were definitely unique from what I've seen many people do. He placed 2 before Okoing. And then he placed 1 running over to the section here. That's also pretty interesting.
Yeah, so as long as you don't play, you can do that, because as long as you don't place 2, so as long as you don't place 2, once the bomb you drop into that pool there, it kind of like goes off screen. It's basically not counted as an active bomb anymore. So like at a time, usually it's only like the bomb that's you just placed and the bomb over your head. So as long as you don't place 2 bombs before you get to the pool, you don't waste time really.
Dean throws a bomb there, and then he goes for this is where Dean is trying to earn back time here. So it's going to be a little bit of funky movement. He's using the claw shot to cancel the bomb drop, or to cancel him holding bombs. I'm surprised because I think we talked about a setup that he could do. That's a little rough. If he had B canceled that would have been really cool. It does save time, but I think he might have, just from some of the movement there, I think he choked a bit of the time back. Optimally though, in the future, if Dean starts getting that extremely consistently and good, I think he's going to be able to save time on a lot of people there. It is pretty fast and it's pretty stylish. It is harder too. It is much harder than just mashing A and X, which we see most runners go for. 3 seconds faster than normal drops. I have not seen the testing of it or the actual time, so I could not give you, I don't want to be inaccurate with it, but I would say, yep, there's a good chance it's probably around 3 seconds.
Ooh, Nimzo's gonna go for the swag bomb drop here. Yep, here we go.
Here we go. And he oh, no, he gets it. Okay, good job. I thought he missed it for a second. It was synchronizing. It was hard for me to tell for a little.
Yeah, it's synchronizing for me now as you said that.
Nimzo failed map glitch. Nimzo failed map glitch again.
Again?
Again.
And he got
gets
it. Dean will not be going for the swag drop strat, but nonetheless, he got his own swag strat earlier, so.
Yeah, he's already shown off. He's already shown off to the class. So it was Nimzo's turn to show off.
He's definitely just gonna flex later on and do small key skip, right? One of them, 100%.
Yeah, one of them. They're surely gonna be like time to flex.
When
I mean, they just passed the flex of Norgor, so you know.
Win the bounty that Jim has out for it.
So now we see Dean's gonna be saving time by not failing map glitch. I think that's mainly just because of probably bad D-pad or Nimzo holding weird. Good controller D-pad. You have good controller D-pad. Or are you saying, or are you memeing that you're
I think he's memeing that it's bad.
Memeing that it's, yeah, okay.
I feel Nimzo on a level here. Like, I'd feel you, man.
It is quite rough to deal with that.
For some reason, if I use my console's always on the right side of me. For some reason, if I use my left hand to try and do map glitch, even though I'm pressing my D-pad down and my input viewer says it just, when I go to do it, it never works.
It will end up pulling up that item wheel, and you will end up missing it.
Yep.
It's quite unfun to lose. It's not too much time loss, but it's definitely a little bit unfun to have time loss to just D-pad.
Yeah, it is really frustrating.
So, funny thing to anyone who's new to watching Twilight Princess, after doing map glitch here, if we dig, you soft lock the game. So what we have to do is howl here. Without this howling stone, we would, yeah, okay. Beast coming on out. Dean got really close to kind of falling off the mountain there. That would have been a really rough time loss. So this is where you go. This is where you need to just leave, because we don't actually need a howl here. We only need a howl at that one stone that you saw them do earlier, over by Iza. Now that they've howled, they're able. The loading zones are back. They won't, and they're able to go through here. And actually, not just soft lock.
Nimzo was very lucky in the cave there that he didn't get frozen by a Keese.
Very good aim from Dean. Can I just have a second? That was extremely good. Pulling out an extra bomb here. Confidence that he's not going to get hit by a
movement.
Other than that bomb throw, that was very, very good. Nimzo paid off the Keese earlier. Yo, you know, he also paid off Nancy. He, like, confidently went up after only killing one of the spiders. He knew she wasn't even going to mess with him.
And now, because these runners want to go fast, they unfortunately are not going on a spiritual journey, which I feel you always have to go on a spiritual journey. That's all I'm saying.
I would say spiritual journeys are worth it, man. Yeto's a pretty good guy. He just wants to look at you and help you out with your life, but, you know, sadly in the speedrun, we tell him no.
I'd go on a spiritual journey any day.
We're also saying no to being able to see during snowboarding. Nimzo doing an interesting path for snowboarding too. I like that. That was very good movement there. Over in the first section here, going over to the bridge.
Yeah, if you do proper turns and jumps here around that mountain like Nimzo did, you can maintain your speed. And the longer you stay in the air during this segment, the more speed you maintain.
I've said that I think Dean has very good snowboarding here, but what we just watched Nimzo do was extremely good. Yeah, sad. We are rejecting Yeto. It's okay. He's a married man. He's already having a good time.
Dean's here. Dean's snowboarding is really good here because of the lines he takes.
Dean is also taking very good lines. If you see that airtime, so Link saves. Link is actually faster in the air. So what he just did there was to keep himself in the air much longer. That's why we spin it that.
Both of these runners have watched Streets 112. They know the right line to take.
They're playing Tony Hawk skateboarding right now. They are going crazy, going for their fastest times.
So Nimzo with a 1:18:06 enters Snow Peak. We will be able to time Dean in a second here. I think he's going to be about 40 seconds behind.
More than likely, things that he lost to the Iza Wolf area, and just like I think a little bit of this movement overall.
He had too much speed. He couldn't go for tech skip even. It might be a little longer. Sub 250 will ever happen? Not unless someone finds something.
Probably not. Like it is in like there's a good I don't know what just happened to Nimzo there. I think he was going for like he would just like try to scoot off a bomb off of the side of the ledge there. I think for a second what he was gonna do was the LJA over there.
Yeah, Jerome, the sum of best, the best sum of best in the community for any right now, I'm pretty sure is Audie's, and it's a 250 on the dot. So no one's bests have even played to below 250.
And it's inhumane to ever play right on your goals. It is not something you'd expect humanly possible. Dean going for a very quick LJA there. Unfortunately, the boomerang went inside, so that's a very good call out from him, knowing that the boomerang can go out or inside there.
I liked his setup with the targets there.
Pro skate strats, true. Daisy picking up on the joke there. We see a good freezer skip from Nimzo, by the way. Just want to say that real quick before you go. Go crosser.
A lot of runners will just instinctively press A twice to do the LJA instead of really watching the rank and making sure that they're timing it properly.
Nimzo just placing the bomb instead of B canceling. I think it's still, yeah, I think it's still connected. Yep, perfect. doing the bomb strat for taking out this mini boss. After getting this mini boss, we will collect the ball and chain, go collect 200 rubies, and then we're literally passing go in Monopoly apparently. Collect the ball and chain,
Oh no,
and
Dean.
that is a bit rough. Dean went for a very fast freezer skip, but ends up messing it up, so he has to go reset freezer.
Oh no,
Oh,
he's
no,
gonna have
Dean.
to die now. He's gonna have to die. That's
This is going to be
unfortunate.
a pretty major time loss for him.
Well, thankfully, at least Nimzo is coming to. I guess should we call it the real final boss of TP? Because like, let's be honest, this is the real final boss of TP right here.
I'd say let's hope that. I think Dean wants to recover himself. He's like, I can do the fast strat. Goes does the fast strat right after. Good job, Dean, backing up. It sucks you took a death, but you know, at least you reclaimed it. Said, no, I do the fastest strat here. I can go fast. His items are screwed up though, because for some reason the game likes to mess with your items when you die.
It has to do with, if I recall correctly, stealing Ease's bomb bag actually causes the game to revert to what your last, I think its last save equips were. I could be wrong. I think Zach was the one that told me. If Zach's still here, he can correct me on that. But Zach's the one who told me what it was.
Dean still doing good despite the death though. Like I still don't think those bombs looking like they might want to hit him. I like how it's presented right in between the ball and chain right in the middle there with the two bombs just sitting there. More fuel can decide runs pretty hard here. But let's hope that is not the case. Let's hope for both more fuels to be good. We see a raid from ZSR1. Well, thank you for the raid, ZSR. Hope your guys' races went well.
I believe they were doing MM Rando. They can confirm. I might be wrong. And this is where Nimzo's going to have a time save. So because he did the lake bed reroute, he's just able to hop right down and do boss key skip. Dean is going to have to do a bit of a different setup here.
Yeah, good job. You did call it. It was the MM.
Oh, Nimzo clipped out.
That is really unfortunate. He's going to go for a backup here using an LJA, I believe. Yes. But he pressed A. He didn't get the sword press off. Dean is gonna actually have time to catch up here. He's still definitely behind. Nimzo again.
Clipped.
Dean is steadily making his way right back up to Nimzo. This is gonna be time coming back here as long as he's getting these LJAs. No, Dean also had a death here, so it's a little bit rough. Please be cancel that. Thank you.
And Nimzo is through now, thankfully.
Nimzo doing 3 backflips into a mini backflip or a little back hop from the iron boots to get in there. Good job. Nimzo is going to keep going. This can be very uneven with more fuel. We are going to see Nimzo definitely making it quite a lot closer than it was beforehand. Dean doing the old lake bed strategy, which we'll see most runners doing.
So I don't believe we exactly explained the whole reason the runners went to get the bombs, but basically the stealing Ease's bomb bag and grabbing the Goron bomb bag was to make sure we have a permanent bomb bag, and we empty it to get water bombs. Now, as you're going to see Nimzo do here, he's going to pull one out and start swimming with it, which you're not normally able to do. So the properties behind this are when Link lets go of the bomb, the game automatically assumes that Link is above ground again because you can't be swimming with a bomb and just let go of it. So because of that, there's a second where your air meter will get refilled to full because it thinks you weren't underwater ever. And that is why we do all the bomb shenanigans, and it skips us having to get the Zora armor.
Dean pulling out that bomb a little bit early, but as we see both these runners doing it. And yes, if you're wondering why do we have to go get that Goron bomb back, it's because the Isa bombs are not able, Isa's bomb back will be returned to her upon entering this boss fight.
Nimzo up really high here. That's gonna be a slow fall, but I think he still looks like he's got some good RNG going here.
He's got decent RNG. Warfield kind of
She's
taking
gonna-
him. Actually, this is
Yeah.
going to be really rough.
He might have to drop
He might
again.
need to sink down. I think that pause there was him deciding what does he want to do. Bad
No, I
eclipse
think he's
there.
gonna go for it.
He's gonna go for it, but
Oh,
this is
no.
rough. He needs to drop down. You need to be dropping down. You do not go for that. So she faked him out like she was gonna go for an attack here, and then ended up just going straight back up. This is the RNG of the run that we are forced with.
I thought Dean was about to go for one bomb, and I was like, things could get interesting.
Where is Morpho going on Dean's screen, by the way? Isn't that kind of funny? Morpho was just like, yeah, I'll go to the other side of the map real quick. Both of these two getting a
bomb that early. But still, he should be good here.
As long as he gets this grab, he cannot get swallowed up here. If he doesn't, okay, that's
He's
good.
got to get the
He needs a
regrab
good
too
regrab.
here. Yeah, I hope he goes for just the old up down here. I think he's going to. Good. He's got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
he lives.
Both
All right.
get through Morpheal.
Okay.
Damn. Oh.
Nimzo taking a 3-bomb? Is that a 3-bomb on Nimzo and a 2-bomb on Dean?
That is definitely some time saved
my.
for Dean. This is going to be a very interesting finish. And Dean is currently on sub 3 pace right now, and as is Nimzo, so.
Both runners are on sub 3 pace, and they just gotta carry it out through the late game, and hope they don't just bleed out time. That was terrifying. Both their Morpheals were terrifying.
Dean dropping the bomb early scared me there. Oh man, I thought he was gonna swim with it a little bit
Dean's
longer.
Morpheo also going all the way to Timbuktu and then back for no reason.
Alright, I'll be back in just a sec.
Very true. Halfway through this, and this race is still neck and neck with each other. Quite literally, a very impressive race from these two.
What?
So now we're going to be entering a segment called Minutes per Hour. This is all just movement intensive. Pretty much going to see people line up, turn to the wolf flank, up notch, go, adjust accordingly. This is how this segment's played. Basic movement. It's very easy to chain dashes with wolf flank. It's a very easy. You just pretty much can mash A when it's coming up. Nothing too special here. We're going to see some minor differences or areas where people can lose time. This is also where the best cat jam in the game comes in. They got cat jam, right? Give me a sec. Let me test this out. Let's go. Let's get some cat jams in the chat for Minutes Desperate Hour song.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good. We're just cat jamming to, you know, Ms. Laminate. Yep. There isn't much to talk about, so they're going to be doing the same exact movement you see on the neighbor, which is dash canceling. It's basically a pattern of A, B, A, B, A, B, while moving in the direction you want with Wolf Flank in this section. I believe Dean kind of messed up one of his, but he's still going.
They also are both going to try and hit a one-frame trick that I'm assuming Nimzo just went for. I didn't quite catch. I know Dean's going for it.
So there's a thing called cat glitch, where if you run up the stairs and do a neutral B attack at the peak of the stairs right before the cutscene, you know he does not get it, especially at that point. You've missed it. I believe those are both forward hits, not even. I don't think those were neutral.
We got Cat Jam and Rat Jam. We need some of your Bat Jam in there, Keaton.
Yeah, we need it. Let me get some of that shit.
Both runners did not go for the heart container, so there is still one major yikes part left for both of them.
So in here we're gonna see pretty simple move. Okay, so this section actually, Dean doing it very good. I'm pretty sure Nimzo also did very good. These ropes, very trolly. I genuinely despise the ropes and how they are in this game. They're very unfun to play around. In my opinion, they're probably one of my least favorite things in this game are the ropes. We're able to see another section filled with ropes coming up. Very quick poke kill from Dean. I know Nimzo also was very quick there, but that was especially quick coming out from Dean. Good movement, just bees attack, runs up, talks to, what's this guy's name? Is it Giovanni? Like, wait a second. Like, no. I didn't mean to make that joke. Wait a second.
I do believe his name is. I think it's actually. I don't know. Is it Giovanni or Giorgio? It's one of the two. It actually is.
It's actually one of the two.
Oh my god. My name is Giorgio Giovanni. We Sabine and Keaton said we weren't going to make an anime meme, and yeah, of course, one had
I
to
did
come
on
out.
accident. I did on accident. That wasn't on purpose.
It's
Please don't take me out,
Giovanni.
DSR,
It
please
is.
don't.
It is.
It is Giovanni.
Hey, we tried our best. What do you expect?
intensifies.
You get two weebs commentating a race for 3 hours. It's going to be hard for us to not make one reference.
Mine was on accident. It was completely on accident. I didn't know what was going on. It just happened. It came out of my mouth. Oh, they both go for So basically, if you don't, you'll just kill them. Yeah. I was about to say you can do 2 hits and then spin attack and it kills them there. I oftentimes I always get shot by the arrow, so I end up doing it half the time anyway.
I do the classic spin attack to block and jump attack to dodge. I've been trying to do Zach's jump attack to block the arrow that he found, but God, the timing is so tight on that.
Giovanni, technically, but obviously it sounds like Giovanni. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nintendo likes the name Giovanni, so we're gonna call out that man Giovanni.
Someone read JoJo's before they made the game.
Apparently. Well, I mean, there's also there's also what's it called? Giovanni from Pokemon too.
True, yeah. True.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, they're all kind of sharing that name. So I'm pretty sure Nimzo just caught 1 cycle on the little bridge there.
He did.
Yeah, I'm from runners like these, they're gonna be saving the time here by getting it. It's just involves good dash canceling, good movement, correct. You see Dean actually having such good movement, he's gonna easily make it. No doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, Dean's got this 100%.
That was extremely good.
That was a lot faster than Nimzo's actually. Just he threw in a nice little B attack when he came down from the first bridge, and that if you do that, that can just give you so much time to get to the.
It gives you so much extra time to get there, to get to the extra bridge there. Because usually you're cutting it pretty close, and we can get some funny things. That bridge, even though it's not supposed to be RNG, it kind of can. There are cases of runners who have just immediately fallen straight through the bridge for no reason. And you can also kind of trip on that bridge too, screwing up your jump. It is quite unfortunate to see happen.
Hey, the MM players came here and so did their Link. He's in our game, Pog.
Let's go. Lore
MM
references
Link.
that have never been confirmed by Nintendo because they won't ever tell us anything. We're pretty sure this is MM Link.
Wait, in a Hyrule Historia, didn't it confirm it pretty much? I feel like it pretty much confirmed it in Hyrule Historia.
I think it did. Apparently in the manga too for Twilight Princess, Link's dad dies to Death Sword. Or a spirit like Death Sword, and we're pretty sure it is Death Sword.
I just found a spot to read past the Goron section recently, so I can confirm that for you in due time.
Alright. MM Link chilling, he's like, yeah, I saved a couple worlds. It's like I met a mass salesman. I almost got abducted by aliens. I've seen it all.
Actually, yeah, in the manga for this, actually, he has a backstory that's interesting. He worked at a place where the Twilight is presumed to have emerged, and everyone around him, I think he worked at Arbiter's Ground or something like that, and everyone around him died except for him, and he got out, and he was trying to just forget about it, and then it caught up to him again in Ordon.
So isn't it quite crazy when you're looking at especially this area of where you're fighting, apparently where we all say Link, right? You see a nice full moon in the back when you're training with them.
Yeah, I know, right?
I feel like if they were ever to confirm it, I feel like that is supposed to be like one of the ties, because definitely Link is associated with the idea of a full moon or a moon that was falling down to end Termina, you know. So it's quite interesting to see that little detail.
The other problem with is they've never confirmed whether or not it's actually happened, or Link just, because there's the whole theory Link died and it was a dream.
No, it has been confirmed. And all. Oh my goodness, actually, it was recently confirmed in that book that you were talking about. Of what it was, that it's not an alternative universe, it's a multiverse. Hey, is it? I'm trying to think. Have you ever had a dream?
Have you ever
all of Termina though is created by Majora himself though, and every scenario was set up by him, apparently, from that book. If I'm reading it correctly. I've only watched a couple lore videos, so I'm not the lore keeper in terms of it. These two, the reason why we're kind of able to talk about different things, movements are going to be extremely similar between these two right here. Not much to talk about. There isn't much errors after MDH that you can have happen. Talk to this guy, get your note, put on the ball and chain, roll it down, turn the wolf, run over here, transform in the bridge to get the fire, run through Gerudo Desert.
Yeah, we unfortunately are forced to do baby casual strats here. There's nothing else really to it. You have the ball and chain early though, so we are gonna skip having to kill Bulbins in the desert to grab one of the hogs. But
so actually, time that we see. We're
talking about multiverse. Nimzo just teleported into the future.
Did you guys see that too, Liz? I am quite confused by what I just witnessed.
I have his audio on. I just heard it go from the lake to halfway through Gerudo Desert all of a sudden.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure, Void, that is definitely his side, but that was quite interesting to watch, that snapback pretty much. It was like rubber banding in Mario Kart.
W.
Yeah, he's splicing his 2 minutes behind run right now. He wants to be below his PB. He's making sure of it.
No, he's actually just he's just doing Skyward Sword strats, guys. He's found a way to use bit that none of us know.
Legitimately going back in time.
And yeah. He just rubber band back as you say that. So we have two different Nimzos running right now. We have the Nimzo we're used to and future Nimzo.
I wonder how future Nimzo's doing.
I want to make a reference to an anime, but it's ongoing and I don't want to spoil for people.
Nimzo is gonna... I mean, their movement over here gonna be similar. It's Gerudo Desert. What do we say about Gerudo Desert? This little Bakaban guy gonna scream his head off. Learn these little hogman. We see that is a very quick wolf clip there. Look at that little fence. Gonna refresh the streams. All right. Dude, can we just have a moment? Gerudo Desert's a cat jam for like 100%. Dean teleporting in the future too now.
So this is the final yikes part of the run. If Nimzo dies to Bulbin here, he can soft lock the game. So
actually, both runners died to him, then they soft locked the game.
Thankfully, yeah, Nimzo got through it, so now we hope Dean doesn't do the same. As long as once this part, we both know we at least know both runners are going to be able to finish, no problem here.
Both runners teleporting through the past and the future. They're going crazy. We're hoping to see. Okay, this should be good. He's definitely making in that King Boblin trigger. You can whiff that, and it's quite unfortunate. You could save and Quinn fix it, but it is a pretty bad. Oh, he gets the little. I think that's a one.
Clockwise to counterclockwise.
Ooh,
Oh,
baby.
to clockwise. The frames he's saving, this man. Those were some slick spins from Dean.
And you're welcome, Daisy. Me and Crossy were very excited for this race. Dean's a good friend of ours, and I mean, it's pretty fun to watch Nimzo. I mean, I can't say I've really gotten to talk to him, but he is a great guy, and his runs are even better.
Yeah.
You just get to see how amazing he is and how fast he is. He's quite incredible in the community.
Yeah, I've never gotten to speak to Nimzo, but he was in my chat a lot when I was learning the game. He's a really helpful guy. He gave me pointers on what I was doing wrong and how I can fix things. So
he's always been very nice and trying to bring new information into the community always. We see Dean putting up his good equips right now. He's putting in the equips you definitely. I like this. So we see that Nimzo over here is a X claw shot user and a Y lantern. You know, some people, I know this.
I'm actually like Nimzo.
Some people really dislike the lantern on Y or X. A lot of people, for some reason, have it hardwired in their mind where they want the lantern to be, which is kind of funny.
I have like a priority thing in my mind. Like if I have iron boots are top priority for me. So if they're on my hotbar, they have to be on Y. If they're on anything other than Y, I will not press them. So, and I think a lot of runners have that.
There are certain items where you'll definitely see certain people do not like having certain items. I know boomerang on X is a big one. A lot of people like boomerang on X and refuse to move it off.
Yeah, I'm a member of Y Rang gang, but if the iron boots are on, the rang's got to be on X. And claw shot's got to be on X too, for me in general.
You like claw shot X? Ugh, I'm a claw shot Y all the way.
Y Rang gang, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, so we get to see Arbiter's Grounds. Dean has already lost a little bit of time to a roll, but it's probably like only about 2-3 seconds at most. He's still zooming on along. Get back on that good job, Dean. He knew that he was still in the sand there, so he actually went back on that ledge to be able to go back. You prefer your claw shot on B. Huh. I wonder if we could mod that in.
So the first thing Nimzo's gonna do here is he's gonna go for a trick called Poe 1 skip. This essentially allows us to skip killing that Poe in the first room and getting the scent from it. The LJA does not go well for him. He's gonna void here.
No, he just barely gets that one very close. Good job. He's lining himself up again. Oh, did he throw a bomb to get rid of the Moldorms?
Yeah.
I definitely did. I was like, there's no way he just RNG'd the Moldorms for that long and they didn't come to him. I would have laughed so hard. So it's a pretty funny joke. We always talk about me and Dean. We're sitting in a call with Zach, talking about Zach. How he's like, you know, I feel like I've never been attacked by both Moldorms at once. Ever since he said that, me and Dean have suffered quite the wrath of both the Moldorms attacking. So that's one. Let's see if the other comes after him.
You guys.
Oh, I think he's gonna get away. He's gonna get away with only one attacking him. How nice.
You guys don't know the pain of us Zora armor runners. We don't even have the option to bomb the Moldorms. We have to hope they're nice to us.
You can technically claw shot bomb chain them. Dean, please stop picking up the skull. Link was looking at his skull a little bit too. He was looking at it with his big old eyes. He was like, Are you my dad?
So AG, fun thing about this dungeon, most of the it's got a lot of the hard tricks in it. I think most people consider it and Palace the hardest dungeons. Palace, there's not as much crazy skip strats in it, but it's just to play it optimally is difficult.
I mean, I feel like you're giving City out here a really big discredit. City is probably like the one I see a lot of people lose the most time to. Correct aiming well. It's just it's not as hard as people can say it. It's not like you're gonna fail it right. You're gonna bleed out seconds like crazy. We might see Dean implement. So we're gonna see him going for a Ruby reroute, buddy. You are really behind in rubies. You can really not afford to go for this.
Hey, believe you me, Dean. You know how much I don't like City. Look at Dean's split name.
So he's not going for a new trick that he's actually been testing out to save, I think, about 1 to 2 seconds. The runners pick up ZA for the run. Wait, no, none of the runners picked up ZA. It's just we got Crosser here, and Crosser does the ZA bite route, so he knows a little bit about it. Look,
I'm switching to it.
Secrets to win the run. It was really tempting. Skull was giving him sweet hymns about how he's gonna beat Nimzo.
I've done Bite ZA I think once. I did a lot of Gorge ZA though. I'm gonna be switching to Bite ZA though.
Okay, taking a deal with the devil there, I see, Dean. Really wanted to pump up everyone's anxiety for a second there, almost falling down.
Both runners just deciding to skip the reroute. Makes sense.
Too low of money. They both were very, very behind in terms of it.
No, 100%.
Dean was comically low for wanting to go for that blue ruby. I was about to be like, Dean, you do not have the money in any regard to keep going for it. He would be betting on stall children and would probably still need backup rubies.
How do you feel about Dean naming a split after? I'm okay with it. I redeemed the channel points jokingly because it's kind of become a meme that City is the cross in the community. That City is the crosser special, because
okay,
I am infamously known for throwing multiple runs that could have been my first sub 310 to missing Aralfos skip first time. And instead of just killing Aralfos and getting a 310, I stubbornly sat there until I got the trick.
We see both these. Well, you know, now at least you don't have to worry about trying to do the, dodging the. I like his equips here. This is really smart. I need to start doing this too. He keeps out the bombs against the claw shot. This is gonna be optimal for when he goes over to Death's Sword.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do any sort of equips for the rest of the.
Are these? Are we Death Sword gamers in the chat here? Are we gonna see DSS coming out?
I don't think Dean normally goes for it, but I could see him going for it given the circumstances.
Dean does go for DSS quite often. I've seen that man go for DSS many a time. I do not know about Nimzo.
Does he now? Because I haven't seen him run much since I really came back.
I have seen him go for grinding. I have seen Dean go for DSS many times in my life so far.
Alrighty. So
probably more than I've seen him not go for it, to give you a reference.
Then we're definitely seeing some DSS gamers here.
Okay, he picks up a free ruby from the rat. Thank you, Lord Rat. Get some rat jam in the chat. Rappy? A little rappy there, apparently. Wait, it just looks like you put rat pee. Both these runners doing their quick optimal movement, getting through here. They're zooming on. Keep on, keep it on. Nimzo, that was the riskiest kill I've seen in your life for that thing. Was that really the safe shot?
That is actually the problem with the fast strat that most of the community knows, that has become the mainstream way of doing it, is if you go in and do the setup, you're also heavily relying on RNG from Style Children. See, so Dean got a pretty decent spawn here, he should be fine. But sometimes the Style Children can spawn in a really bad spot, and if you go through him, it makes it really hard to get a second dash off in time. So a lot of the old routes tend to do what you just saw Nimzo do. If anyone wants to watch Adam or Ace's runs, they both do that strat.
Hey, you know, Dean, I think you got enough green rubies there. You could have probably actually went for the ruby route. He was kind of swimming them.
He also has the blue rupee still if he needed the backup ever.
Yeah, but I mean, he was still very, very, very low. Like,
it's definitely safe.
It would have been rough. I think the most that he could have gone there was, I think typically it's 1 through 6 are your chances. You're more than likely. I like the average of 3 there. Counting on more is pretty much counting sticks, you know, hoping hoping for Dream. So even then, if he got both blues and say he got
Oh my god, Nimzo, sorry.
that was very, very clean from Nimzo. No, I just witnessed that too. That was extremely quick.
Jeez, I've never seen that. I didn't even know you could insta-clip that. Wow.
You can. Oh, that was a bad movement from Dean there. That was a little bit unfortunate.
In segment grinding the other day, I did that
Oh,
on the way over to that room.
What am I looking at?
I think he bonked, which made it slower, but I think that's normally faster, I guess. Wait, isn't that the strat Zach found the other day? I remember Zach said he had a different strat for that room now. I've never seen it, though. I just assumed that was what he did.
That is quite impressive to watch. So we're gonna see Dean do the other version of it. The other version of the room.
I have thought from the time I started playing this game, and I never tested it, I always wondered, what if you just went that way and jumped the wall? And now I know that that's probably the faster way to do it. I've always wondered.
Not doing it, you might be able to, but it could be one of those things where it's too hard or not really worth going for in the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that, a couple seconds you can save in City by going for, you know, tasks.
Task strats?
Task strats.
We're gonna do small key skip one day, just don't you
No.
worry. Stallard skip too?
Maybe Dushu will in a run. Dushu's gonna be the mad lad who does a 8-hour run that has them both.
I think the closest thing I've seen to Stallard skip RTA so far was when Audie got the first 2 claw shots for it, and that was it.
Or what, Stallard skip? It's been done
yes.
RTA.
I've never seen an RTA version of it, but that's
Dushu's
crazy.
done it.
Oh, I meant in one go. Did he do it with splits?
I think he did it in...
Yeah, I meant Audie got it. Oh, Nimzo, first try DSS.
That was very, very good. Good job. That was very, very impressive. That is a hard trick. You need very good positioning. You need very good timing as a 1-frame trick there. He is still pretty behind, but he's still kind of vibing.
I think, yeah, he should go for the hit here. A Death Sword did not give him the RNG.
Okay,
Dean goes for 5 hits. Okay, Dean.
Let's go, buddy.
Okay. Let's go, Dean.
That is not easy to do. Good job, Dean. He was like, yeah, Dev Sword, who needs that when I could just go fast?
Just go fast. Forehead. Just skip the barrier. Forehead.
So DSS, unfortunately, saves time. Still would save time no matter what. It's about 14 seconds, I believe. Mainly, you get to skip seeing the death animation, that cutscene. You get to also be Wolflink, who goes much faster in this room. Like, a considerable amount faster. Dean's still kind of zooming, though.
Honestly, based on the pacing I'm seeing from Nimzo's splits and just knowing how far Dean is behind, I think Dean's just playing for PB now, because I think he's got a shot at sub 3 still.
I think he might actually, yeah.
I think that's what he's going for.
Has to play well. He definitely doesn't need to play amazing. He has some time. He has some change of like time that he can throw, but you don't want to be seeing much. He's already given up a bit of time to a couple clumsy mistakes in this run. I would really hope that he doesn't hit a point where that misplay in Isa Wolf Howl is what ends up costing him here. This is a very good run, especially on his standards. Yeah. So let's cheer on for Dean and really hope that he gets this run out. And not only that, but he's also playing to catch up to Nimzo, and he is not too far behind.
If we're following Nimzo's splits as a guideline, he's got about 1.5 minutes of time he can work with still to get sub 3.
That does mean that his late game is going to have to be
time.
Very, very good.
That's factoring in how much time he is behind already, though, too. So that's a really good run from Dean he's got going right now.
That's the safest way you can handle it. Good job, Dean. Very good. So let's hope for Stallard. If he gets past the Stallard, that's a lot of the RNG out of the game. He's now reducing the leftover RNG of this run. Zelda is probably the last biggest thing here coming out.
Nimzo just did something interesting I don't see many people do. He walked onto the sand first before he opened the spinner. Most people just go onto the rail and jump off of it, but yeah, I think that might have been a slight time save.
Is it faster? I thought it was faster to smash Y and insta A. Because if you can insta jump, I thought it was pretty good. On the first hit, at least.
I think there's like the slight pullback it gives you when you jump at first. Whereas like there, he kind of just went instantly down and got the momentum from the hill. But that was a really good Stallord Phase 1 from him. Let's hope he gets Quick Cycle and Stallord Phase 2.
I mean, from their level, you'd really be hoping for it. You would really want both of them to have it.
Yeah, so I think because Dean just got the jump there, I think it saves a bit of time, because it doesn't make you go to the left and then do the jump.
Team, that is some unfortunate RNG.
That's a good bounce, though. Good bounce.
Good backup there. Unfortunate how the RNG just tried to slice some time out of him, but I think he earned it straight back just by playing it well. What is that? Why did you just get the worst? That is rough. That is going to be some time loss just to RNG. Uncontrollable.
Oh my god.
Oh my, Stallord.
He has no stealth. Oh my, he's got no troopers over there. Oh, this could. Nice job, Dean.
Good job, Dean. That's going to be 20 seconds down to Stallord literally Thanos snapping it away. He did not care. That was uncontrollable. There was no recovering out of that one.
Nimzo with a good Phase 2. He did lose 6 frames from no clockwise spins, Pepe hands, but...
Pepe hands, those 6 frames gone to the Aether.
6 frames, man.
That was a very clean fight. He recovered. Like, that is just, I think the mental state that Dean is in is rocking. That would be brutal to a lot of people seeing what is going on. Where he had no enemy to bounce off of. That is brutal. You have no control over that. And instead, he kept a good mental and went for good backups on it every single phase there.
That was undoubtedly the worst Stealth Trooper spawns I've ever seen in a Stellar fight. I've never seen them that bad.
That was pretty rough.
Nimzo skipping the heart container. Looks like he's going for 3.
The frames! Frames! I don't need it. I don't need it. Let's see if Dean needs it.
4, 5. He got it. Let's go.
Or at least I
Is Dean gonna save the frames though? Did he hear me crying? Oh, he did! Dean, let's go! He heard me crying about it.
Dean really
saves all the frames. Let's go.
He saves all of the clockwise jump spin attack, and then he cycles it up with 5 extra. Oh, baby.
I'm so proud of him right now. 6 frames saved.
Dean really is the machine.
Those 6 frames. If something crazy happens in this race, Nimzo's gonna remember those 6 frames.
Like I've heard before, if I end up losing at sub 3 to 6 frames, I will never forget. And Dean does not want to lose to those 6 frames.
Dean skipping the heart container.
What a great! This is like amazing to watch. This run has been so amazing to watch. Both runners giving an amazing performance, and it's quite entertaining.
6 frames won him the race.
Pretty much, it might have won our hearts, though. That's for sure.
We still have City to go for, so.
Dean making a little bit of a mistake. He almost bonked. Then he paused before getting in there. Not literally, but spiritually, he's won.
I totally forgot.
And he saves an extra frame by doing it there too.
Nimzo's on German version this year. That way he does save 6 seconds.
Yeah, you know.
I just realized.
He won the battle, but the war rage is on. Is Dean on PB by any chance? Yes, Dean theoretically, if playing optimally, I believe is on PB pace. It's weird because he's using race splits.
I don't know if he's on
I
pace to
don't
his
think
actual
so,
PB. I think he's behind his actual PB, but it is theoretically still possible for him to sub 3. So
because of his splits being race splits, and we are unable to tell what his goals, what his times, and everything is in terms of the rest of the game. So we don't know where his time save is. But if we're using Nimzo as an indicator, he might be able to.
his best possible time, it states, is a 2:59:52. Off of Dean's SOB, I think he's missing the first try on this early city there, but you can just try again. Let's see if he gets it.
This is bad.
I think off his real splits, he's probably got best possible time still below 29. So I think he can still sub 3.
He's gonna have to play really well.
Yeah.
That is pretty much it, though. He has choked a bit of time to some bad mishaps.
It's gonna be close though. I mean, as long as he gets to sub 3.
I think even being able to push down your time, like the fact that he has played so close to PB, I think is phenomenal in a race setting. That is pretty incredible to see. Though I think he knows he's lost a couple of seconds. He's definitely lost some seconds to pretty much just like slight minor mistakes and little mini things.
He's still got a shot to get to definitely get it, even if it's a 2:59:59. Zach will remember that one.
Everyone will remember it, and it'll be in a race setting, but we don't know. It's too early to tell. Here we got our favorite cutscene here, fire. You know, he's working on this cannon for us for days, man. He's really putting in all that effort.
Can I get a can't skip in the chat there for that part though?
Can't skip. What do you mean? You want to skip fire? Doing all that work?
Bruh, if you could skip that scene, a couple people wish you could. Sub 3 would be doable easily. Save you like 20-30 seconds.
Actually, with that time, I believe both Chris, Simi, actually a lot of our runners would actually have sub 3. A lot of the runners would have sub 3 if that was the case.
Audie, Nimzo, and Demon would all have 2:53s. And then the question would be 2:52.
It wouldn't feel the same though if you could skip the cutscene. You gotta watch Fire build you the cannon, dude. What are we paying him 300 rubies to skip a cutscene? No, we're paying him 300 rubies to watch him build a cannon.
You're right. It truly is the peak cutscene of this game. Oh, is Nimzo? No way. No way. Nimzo's gonna go for the LJA here that Dean was doing yesterday. This is something you don't get to see often in City, but there's that LJA you can do to skip claw shotting here.
He already messed it up, and it would lose him time upon doing claw shot.
Nice.
It's a good backup, but that is, unless you get it immediately and with quick aim, it isn't that good. The LJA isn't that insane. The LJA isn't insane itself, and getting it quickly and being able to do it extremely quickly and precisely to save the time is the hard part. Doing it with aiming is not as hard.
There's also a different setup Dean goes for where the timing is tight. If he goes for it, you'll see what I mean. It's a tight timing window and your positioning matters even more.
Dean unfortunately pausing before the cutscene again, trying to get it immediately, but ended up getting it just a little bit. So the first time I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times. I've actually seen both Zach, Dean, and a couple people go for it. But mainly in practice.
If Dean goes for it here, though, it's going to be a different method you're going to see.
Both of them doing the exact same thing. Roll into left.
And don't activate the fan. And we'll be good. We won't know if they activated the fan or not, though, until like 10 minutes later, because no one ever checks it.
Because, yeah, it's definitely, in that case of the LJA, it only saves you time if you are pretty much walking up, getting your targets, and you're out. If you aren't, you are losing time to double hand grab most of the time, and it's a lot more risky and has a lot more of a really low risk. It's like really high risk, very low reward.
So Dean's gonna go for it here. This is the version I was talking about.
And he gets it, and that actually might be the one that saves time because he did not mess it up at all.
He also doesn't have to target there because he aims the rank so it goes over the railing just behind it there, and he's got a very small window before it turns and is over the other railing, and he's not able to do it then.
Good job to Dean. That was impressive to see.
The only, I guess,
the auto roll there, which is rough. That auto roll is you should. I think it's if you hold a direction there, it will give you the auto roll. You need to be holding pretty much nothing.
Yeah. The thing about the what was I gonna say? The only thing about the LJA in general, as we saw with both runners, is it forces you to do another equip after. So that is another small time save that it loses you. Whereas if you just go for the claw shot, you don't have to do an equip.
It's definitely, in my eyes, not worth it. At least, Dean, that was very, very good.
Clean room from Nimzo,
that was
too.
Very, very good. Both players going extremely good there. City is by far my favorite place in the run, by a long shot. Very movement intensive, very fun tricks, and very much up to your own aiming. You decide the time you get here. There is very little RNG that's involved with this whole entire segment.
LJAs are arguably, you ask most TP runners what their favorite glitch in the game is, they're probably going to tell you it's an LJA. So City is pretty much an LJA playground, and everyone just loves it for that reason. Unless you hate the trick
other than
up.
Crosser.
I think, well, here, unironically, City's my favorite dungeon. It just has the trick I hate the most in the game. Because there's a pixel perfect trick that Nimzo's about to be coming up to, and I hate it.
I like it though. I like that it's very precise aim. It is up to you if you get it or not. It's not, you know, it is kind of one of those tricks.
100%.
Yeah, close, but it is 100% on you. Art, oh my goodness. Oh Griffin, why? You tried to slip me up. I ain't no clown though, not today. City, definitely it's like, so beforehand, did they even know about fan skip?
Back in the day, no, they didn't. Fan skip was not a thing originally. That's what made Sub 3 possible, was when they got fan skip.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they could have still gone it without it, but it was probably much tighter.
What I mean is it was the trick. There's other stuff that got found since then, I'm pretty sure. Dean with the roll.
Found by DB. Dean, I don't know what I'm watching.
I think he got him. Yeah, he's good.
He's good now, but he definitely choked a little bit of time there.
And Nimzo's probably going to be right up and in there, right?
He messed up the cool strat. Yeah, the cool strat's just to wait there and have them both fall.
Yep. Nimzo right up and in there. And if he's an any percent no save and quit runner, he'd now let the Aralfos kill him. I just learned that
he's doing any percent.
Feels bad,
really
man.
You shoot the claw shot, which they try to block, and they fall doing that. Wait, that's pretty swag.
It is a strat. Most people go for spin attack. I find it in general a bit more consistent, but I've seen Dean do it a bunch of times, and it definitely is still just as fast. It gives you more time to get the claw shot up there. If your aim's really good with the spin attack method, though, like there's no time save because you can literally claw shot yourself right to the point where it's one pull up to grab.
Dean, that is rough.
Uh-oh.
Just got here. How are the runs? Assuming Dean is on 302.
Dean's on about a 3 hour, I'd say right now.
Yeah, he's probably looking a little bit. He's definitely choked a lot of time in the city. We've definitely seen in the last couple segments he has not been as proficient as what we were looking beforehand. So there's a good chance that PB might be gone here. or a bit of a pipe dream, but
Nimzo's on 258 pace right now. He unfortunately missed. He had the Gorge Void mishap, and what else happened in early game again? I'm trying to remember now.
Early game, Morpheal was very unfun. He got a 3-bomb Morpheal that was very, very, very slow.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a 3-bomb, it was just a really insane amount of time that he lost.
To be honest, the fact...
Okay, Dean!
Let's go.
That's fine, go crazy. He is a machine.
Chest opening in sync.
One getting the claw shot, one getting the Bosky. Hopefully we're going to see Dean start trying to make some progress. That's quite odd. We see Nimzo messing up a bit of the movement there instead of being able to roll on the stairs. He does a spin attack. He needs to be on the stairs to get that roll.
Honestly, the big story of this race so far, 100% though, is the fact that Nimzo didn't die to Morpheal after the RNG he got with how his air was, because his air meter was pretty risky because of how high up she was off the first drop.
I think both of them literally had the same thing.
Yeah.
Their air was not looking good.
Like, the fact that both of them survived Morpheal with the RNG they got and the air meters they had off the first drop is ridiculous. And Nimzo getting the fan LJ, and now he's gonna be starting the ascent to Argarok.
This is probably my favorite split of the game. After double claw shots is all very much movement, good rolls, auto rolls, and clawing correctly.
You just want to do your task strat here, don't lie.
I don't do the task strat even. It's not worth it. It's literally infeasibly hard. We see Nimzo's gonna be going for something called early, or like the fan tower quick cycle. Getting this. Oh, nice, he gets it. Didn't even
he made that look so pedestrian. Like he made that
grab?
look so
how
pedestrian.
Dean immediately grabbed onto when he was going for the Bosky on the second claw. He immediately grabbed instead of getting the instead of having the ledge grab, or like he immediately got the ledge grab instead of having to grab the vines.
Oh wow.
These runners, definitely Nimzo has put up a decent dent between these two, but they are still fairly not too far away from each other.
Great grab
a lot
there.
Closer. Oh yeah, we saw that. That was a really good one from Nimzo. Yeah, it's probably right over. It's right about 2 minutes, Jaquaid. Probably a little bit over.
Little over 2 minutes, yeah. Nimzo looks like he's on. Nimzo's a low 258 right now. Dean's a low 3-hour pace.
2:33 minute.
Oh, I can. They both split. Actually, no, they don't both split. Dean's race splits.
Yeah, Dean's race splits make it a little bit hard to keep track of where he might actually be.
I'll keep track of Nimzo's Argarok. What'll I do it off of? Hold up. Okay, I'll do it off the crystal. So he's 213.55 for the second noise it makes. 213.55, and then whatever Dean's gonna be at that time.
Nice claw shine, Dean. Good job. Early fan cycle, just like Nimzo. Now he's having fun with the iron boots because, you know, it makes sense. Link can put on the iron boots while Claude, with both his hands out, you know, he's somehow slipping those Tims on. We're watching Nimzo going through probably one of the longest cutscenes in this game. After the first phase of Argarok. Yeah, you pretty much get to sit here, watch Argarok take off his armor, lay there for a little bit, get up, roar, and these P-hats start flying after he flies away. It's quite a long cutscene.
And then he wants to take forever to die as well.
Very good claw shot there.
If only we all had Aether's copy, we could save a minute if the glitch wasn't banned. Because only Aether can do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of us have the cool copy of TP where you can fall off Argarok.
Yeah, Squid Day is the longest one. We were saying it's one of the longest.
Yeah.
It's this, Morpheel's death cutscene, Argarok's phase change scene, and
Squid is the longest. The for sure
Squid
Squid is the longest. But this is probably one of I believe this is the second longest, the Argarok transition.
yeah. Those 4 combined make up for about 6 minutes of the run, give or take, in and around there.
Boom.
So if we could skip them, sub 250 would be possible, pretty much, is what I'm saying.
I mean, Master Sword technically is also an extremely long cutscene, but...
Yep, there's another 2 minutes. You want to know a run that has a really large amount of cutscenes? I'm going to time Gymnast's All Dungeons PB for Wind Waker. There's like 30 minutes of cutscenes in that run. It's ridiculous. So... be thankful, TP players, that we can skip some cutscenes.
I mean, I like watching fire.
No, I know. I'm saying be thankful we can skip some cutscenes. Allows us to have more gameplay time instead of movie time. But movie time with chat's always fun, right?
I'm trying to keep track of it. This Argarok cutscene? Right?
Also, Dean is about 2.5 minutes.
Second phase of Argarok cutscene is literally a minute-long cutscene.
Yeah.
A minute long to transition a phase. That is crazy.
This death one all the way through the Midna text is about another minute. You're gonna see right there. So Dean's about 2.5 minutes behind.
Was it 2:13:55 you were talking about?
Yeah, I'm timing it again to make it off. Oh, when the gem on the back lit up for Argarok for Nimzo. I'm timing it again here for the explosion on Argarok. I'm timing off of Nimzo's splits, not the race time splits. That's probably on ZSR. Nimzo getting the heart container so he can survive Palace. If we didn't have to take 2 hearts of damage here, absolutely no one would grab that heart container.
What do you mean? I feel like we still wouldn't. Palace is unfun.
Yeah, but the whole point is you need to grab it here because you take 2 hearts of damage before you going into Palace.
You have to get a refill, and you don't want to be at 1 heart going to Palace. You're relying too much on RNG to bless you. What's up, Dean?
Okay, so timing this right off of Nimzo's splits as he explodes. Two minutes and 3.5 seconds. That's how far behind Dean is, exactly.
Oh, wow. Very close, these 2 runners, then. That is still extremely close, considering it's Twilight Princess, and literally anything can take away tons of time.
So, Dean can still sub 3, based off of Nimzo's splits, apparently.
Yeah, that means that he is to perform very, very good.
I don't know if he's comparing against average. Yeah, he's comparing against average race splits. So yeah, he can still sub 3. It's very, very possible.
Did Dean fall off? You cannot. No, unfortunately, Dean does not have Aether's copy. He cannot fall off Argarok.
We all wish we had Aether's copy because then the glitches on it would be not banned.
And then everyone would have to learn visual cue on Stallard because of audio delay.
Like Ether's got a free shot at 252 if we just let him take the have the cutscene skip.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fair then, because it would just feel bad. Are we gonna become BFBB? No.
So Palace right here, this entire dungeon relatively until we get into the later parts of it with some LJ tricks we can do. You're mostly playing through it casually. You're just doing what the game intends you to do, but you're doing it as optimally as possible. So that's
unfortunately, we don't really have tricks other than the minor time saves on LJAs that we can do here. Other than that, we're pretty much playing the game like you normally could. You can just do this. You can take anything you're watching these runners do here and do it normally.
You're just playing normally as optimally as you can and as fast as you can, and the movement here, the times can vary, like that people have in this dungeon. Audie's time, I'm pretty sure, is the best gold for Palace, though. Dean with a bit of a jump attack there to get. That's a small really time save he's gonna get. Yeah.
Gets him a little bit ahead there.
Another good dash attack. Nice. Good first cycle from Nimzo. Good second cycle from Nimzo.
So you're probably gonna see Dean saving some frames again on the Zan fight.
Nimzo is just cruising.
Dean, be it mid attacking straight over into the perfect spot for the chest. Real nice.
Going for swag strats.
Chud real smooth into that. Let's see you go to Palestine. Keep this close. Make sure you give this up through a run for its money.
I think he's got a good chance at it still. I have faith in him. This is some really good movement on the heads here through the first two rooms. This is really good movement. Very good. To be able to get to that chest when the head spawns farthest back, you gotta have really good movement there.
Unfortunate movement there, though. He's gonna be losing a couple of seconds.
Honestly, it just mostly loses the movement time he had, because normally people don't get that far ahead off the head spawn he got. Nimzo switching to Rang now. I like how he did that. I wonder if you jump off that ledge, hit Iron Boots, and immediately hit inventory, and then force unequip them with the Rang, if that would be the fastest way to go about it, and get the equip in. Someone should test that.
Oh my, Dean!
The frames.
He's saving the frames, and he was so far away on that spin attack. 1, 2,
the frames.
3
this
frames.
Mad lad. He's getting all the. I'm just like, oh, the frames.
I'm counting the frame data here, and he saved a total of 7 frames. 7 whole frames coming out here, Dean.
Dean is just getting time saves that we don't see any other runner get right now. It's insane.
He wants to be the best one day, like no one ever was.
Travel far across TP. Oh my god, his movement through that room is so clean.
Who, Nimzo or Dean?
Yeah, Nimzo's. Oh really my god.
People. Like, I'm watching both of them. I'm like, man, these two runners are playing clean here. They are really trying.
That platform room Nimzo just did was actually nutty. Like, that was insane.
Good roll. Good throw. Good roll. Very good. This room can be quite annoying. That orb throw is a lot harder than it looks. And he lines himself up really well. Gets this. This outside allows you to not have these little like, oh, what's it called? The little void rats come after you. So it's pretty nice. Saves you from having to dodge those. Hold up notch. Move a little bit to the left. Hold up notch. And dodge these little guys and you're out.
I also like both of these runners making really good use of their C-up to transform into Wolf in this race so far. So there's some areas where if you C-up and then call mid on transform, you save some frames. And Nimzo just did that in this room.
Go for the boomerang setup. Oh, and good job. I believe Dean also does boomerang there, so I don't think we'll be seeing a double claw.
If you're good at the LJA, like if you're consistent at it, it's usually quicker to set up than the method that makes the claw shot faster.
The claw shot is faster if you go if you go optimally. In terms of a robot, I believe claw shot is faster, but it's very hard. It's much easier to line up the LJA than it is to do the claw shot optimally. But pretty much, if you're able to roll up immediately L, have the right angle,
great
claw
spawn
shot
for Nimzo.
fast. Yeah, Nimzo's actually getting
those.
really good
Oh my god, those were good Xant spawns. He spawned in a straight line. Like what? Oh no, Dean! Oh no.
That's gonna be pretty rough on his time.
The Xant head unfortunately decides to factor itself into the run.
Worst room by far, Jaquaid. You are 100% right on that one. This room this run would be a lot more fun if this dumb room did not exist. It is quite unfortunate. You have to rely on this Xant head that shoots you. It can body block you while jumping across the platforms. It's going to teleport away as he gets there. Who knows where it's going to spawn? It could be behind, it could be forward. And it's behind him.
But as Dean would say, you gotta be good at everything to be the best. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this just looks like it's a day where this room is going to take probably, upwards of 40 seconds?
Oh no!
Oh no!
This room, man.
That is an F. The death audio didn't even play. Did the game bug?
Early platform room, and now we see Nimzo doing the other side of it.
It's not early platform.
Oh, and he's gonna fall too.
I think this is where Dean's mental is definitely taking a bit of a hit here. We can't speak for him, but it definitely looks like that would be a pretty big
Nimzo's
tilter
gonna
for all
be
of
losing
us.
some time here too, though.
This room has been mean to several people throughout history, Jaquaid. This room isn't just a... This room is quite notorious for always being so rude and so unfun to do. Please spawn on this side. Thank you.
Oh no.
He saves the one frame on the spin attack though. Nimzo also kind of struggled with this room too.
He manages to get out of it.
Yeah,
Bit of time loss there though. That fixes that basically evens out Dean's death in Palace room. I mean platform room.
I feel like no, he definitely lost a lot more time on that room than Nimzo.
Oh, I agree. It just gets it closer.
It's unfortunate that
Dean with the swag strat.
That's very, very good. That double hit's extremely nice. Oh, that's the correct thing. See up before it.
Nimzo grabbing
light
light sword.
Shot. Good.
Ooh.
Good. Fancy, Dean. Fancy.
I think his mental's fine.
I think his mental's alright now. I think now that he's out of that room, he's okay with it.
That room is unanimously agreed upon, though, to just be the worst room in this entire game.
Yeah, they're by a long shot. It is very unfun. Lots of elements can go wrong. Lots of time loss for every little mistake. It never feels good to lose time to that room.
Getting past that room in Twilight Palace is a breather. From here on out, most of the stuff you do is completely within your control. No, there's nothing I can inherently say for the rest of the game here that is even a trick we do that is not within the runner's control, really.
Yeah, even with Boomerang trolling on some of these like LJAs, it doesn't matter. It's still up to you on that one.
Same with Zant bombs. Like Zant bombs, that's entirely like under your control again. There's no real RNG to Zant. You can manipulate the only bit of it that is RNG,
And yeah, Jaquade, there are some LJAs, but like with those LJAs, you should be watching. I mean, yeah, there's Zelda, but that's like the end one. That is pretty much the end part.
The out of bound LJs are in control because you target, and then you have to sit there and hope they go. That's a good LJ for. Did he target the Keister? And then out of bounds?
Maybe. I mean, if the LJ is one of those early platform, it absolutely matters. I thought all of the LJs in early platform are 100% consistent, though.
It's all about timing that you get. It's all about the timing you get when you get into the room. At the end of the day, like the LJAs are always coded to go.
Which one? The first one or the second one? Because I'm very sure the second one is 100% consistent, and the first one is. I thought it was just based off of how you perform and where you aim. It's not.
Wait, which was the first one, or are you talking? Which one are you talking about? Early platform.
I've seen it fail several times.
Yeah, the second one. The second one. Yeah, the second one is you can fail it, but it's a pretty. It doesn't happen very often. The first one, though.
I mean,
like,
pretty much
at the end of the
there's
day,
a lot of different aim spots for that one, which I thought.
At the end of the day, if you want to get down to technicalities, though, every LJA in the game technically is in your control, because it just means even if the target looks like it hit, you might have clicked a different pixel, which just so happened to not be able to have the rang go in the way you expected it. So, like, in theory, every single LJA is in your control. But for human, when you add the human test to it, not every LJA is within your control. Because it's impossible for you to aim pixel perfect every single time. But that's all about making sure. Like we saw Dean earlier with the in Snow Peak. He made a really good judgment of the rank didn't go out of bounds, and he adjusted accordingly. Didn't jump and just retargeted.
Yeah, that room. But that's probably the first room where players are pretty much required to always be watching and make sure that it does that. And on the setup that he does, where he does a double from the front side, that one has a much bigger chance or much bigger window of it failing.
I would say all throughout Palace, though, here you gotta watch it too. Like, there's the out of bounds, the jump Nimzo did in the room before this, where we can LJ on the second platform there. If you don't watch it go out of bounds, you're gonna drop and have to do it all over again. And this one right here, if you don't target right, I've seen it stay in bounds. When you're doing these...
I know there's a lot of different ways that people aim on the second one, though, and that could be a factor to why it goes in bounds. I've seen people go right to left, left to right, and have different angles on each of them.
Oh, this one right here. Yes, this is the second one you guys are referring to. This is the one that he is talking
through. I thought this one was guaranteed, though.
I forget people go for this. Yeah, no, this one too also. It's the same scope I put it through. Like, technically every LJA is within your control, but it's humanly like impossible to have pixel perfect aim every time. Oh, no!
Nimzo, that is... rough.
Okay, well, the death Dean had is definitely made up now.
So he made early platform, jumped off at... I don't even know what I just witnessed. That is rough. He is still very ahead. Especially because in the wing of he didn't get that hit either, so this might make it harder to make the.
He's got to be careful though. If he makes any other mistake like that, Zelda RNG officially enters this race. Like it literally could. If Dean gets the chance to catch up,
there's still a good amount of time behind them. Just because if Dean had a perfect palace, then no, it would have definitely been a lot closer. But since Dean's also had a bunch of trouble too, like it's gonna even it out. But we're still gonna see a big gap between these two.
Yeah, 100%. They're separated by a full room, but if there's another mistake that's made that's willing to cost a room, Zelda RNG could actually become a play.
We're hoping to not see. That's an early platform miss.
He's just playing it safe. I don't blame him here. Yeah, he didn't even LJ the whole way up.
More time.
I respect the decision he's making here 100%. Just play it safe. I think he'll go for the last LJ here because everyone does, but
I think that actually burns a lot of his, I think that might start burning at the chance of him still being what's he looking at for being even a sub 3 run himself?
I think he might have just lost it. Yeah, he's at 421 right now over his 254.18. If he, depending on his enters dance, at least a +5. I don't know if it's probably a +530 or 40. I think he lost it there. He's still set in a good position here. He just definitely doesn't want to make any other major mistakes.
Yeah, any major mistakes can actually throw it back to Dean.
I think he can get a major mistake though, and he still gets away with it. I do. It's just the worry is if he ends up getting like a slow 10 cycle Zelda, and Dean manages to catch up and then gets a quick 7. That could make things interesting.
It could definitely bring it back pretty easily. But there is still a huge, just because we're at the beginning of early platform room and entering Zan. That is a big time gap. So it's 347 for Woogie, and then Dean's gonna be using a bit more time here.
Nimzo's got a +528. He can still apparently get a 258.59 based off of golds.
Yeah, there's still a 2 to 3 minute. There's still a 2 to 3 minute time gap between these two runners. 2.5 is my guess. I would agree, Jaquay. It probably looks right around there. Both these players took a pretty massive.
Palace has not been friendly.
In that chest or that pot that he's grabbing right there actually has a chance of being a red ruby, a fairy, or nothing.
Good LJ. Gets the heart too. He can't get early platform. Yeah, I'm really glad he didn't drop there and try and jump attack. And Nimzo onto Zant.
Take that heart. He did get that heart. That was pretty good. Good claw shot over. One, two, three, 4, and yep. 1 cycle for Nimzo. Good job, Nimzo. See both these players, like, I mean, even though there've definitely been some clear mistakes in Palace, I think both of them are going to feel that. The mistakes that they made in Palace, especially Dean over in, what's it called?
The Room of Death.
Yeah. Like, it's, like, you're still gonna feel it, but it seems at least like they are still going. They're still keeping a good mindset over it all. I mean, ironically, they both get to say in the race they took a death to Palace. Dean getting no hearts at all. That has a chance to be nothing. So also that pot. So funny thing, that pot has also the same chance of being a ruby, a 20 ruby, a fairy, or being a nothing. Me and Chris actually messed around with that for a long amount of time, and it is literally a dice roll on what you get in those.
That was like input perfect. That second phase of Zant there. I
was
meant
very,
the
very good from
boomerang.
Nimzo.
Ook phase. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. That was actually so clean.
Wait, you're on Ook phase?
Now he's on Blizzetta phase for me.
Yeah, okay. I was just kind of confused while you're talking about Ook phase, and we're all the way. Oh, Ook phase. Okay. I thought you meant Diababa phase. My bad. Alright, I mixed it up myself too.
Oh, you're looking at Dean. Yeah, I was talking Nimzo.
Yeah. At first, I mixed it up for a second there. Synchronizing. All right.
And Nimzo on to final part of Zant.
Let's see if Dean gets one cycle too. 1, 2.
Oh, he didn't get the third strike off soon enough.
That is quite unfortunate.
Nimzo appearing to.
Final
Yeah,
phase of,
he's got it though.
Actually, I've had that happen where if he's too close to the wall, it will bounce him back. Did he not get the final hit? Or no, that wasn't.
No, that one is right there.
Yeah, that one is there. All right, so Nimzo choking a good chunk of time to that. That was actually quite an unfortunate time loss.
Probably about 30 seconds, give or take, once his palace splits ended. Yeah. That definitely wasn't the type of mistake I was talking about, though. He's still fine. Yeah, he lost about 22 seconds there. It's hard for me to read that split.
That split is very tiny.
Yeah.
He lost 15 seconds.
I think it's the res. 15 seconds? Okay.
Yep, 15 seconds to that split.
Oh wow, I didn't even read his enter Zant right then. Yeah, I need to up the res on his stream if I can here. Yes, I can. I'm gonna up the res on his stream. Okay, yeah, that's so much clearer now. Also, Nimzo just did a teleport in time for me again. So.
Okay. We might not be the hero. We might be, or we are the hero of time technically in this game, right?
Well, there's a chance we're related to him. That's all I know. I don't know. I don't think Hyrule Historia confirms it at all, but I know the theory is that Link is the son of Malon and the old Link from MM and OC. Dean's had a really good phase here through Zant. Let's hope he can.
No, his Ook was really bad. His Ook was actually really unfortunate, and he's making some minor chokes on this phase too. In Ook phase, he got bonked back by Zant falling down. He also went too early and ended up jump attacking the pillar at one point. He's looking right into Link's ass. Nice shot for us.
Nimzo is teleporting for me again. He has ran through Castletown twice now for me. And we now get to see Nimzo enter barrier skip.
Okay, squid in a cutscene, dude. Best bathroom break in the whole entire game. You're gonna save back some time on Nimzo by getting a perfect Zant final phase. Very good job.
And we go on to the final phase of the game.
Yes, Nimzo is very much ahead. Gas-powered Pog. He has a good chunk of lead. Dang. Dean typing in the chat now, too.
He has put up a really good run though. You gotta respect that.
Both runners have put in a good run. This is a race setting, and it's much harder to perform well in race settings. We see a lot of runners get much worse times in races than they typically do for their PBs. The ability to not reset after something goes really wrong, having to keep up a good mental is hard. And you have nerves being in a race setting too.
Yeah.
It's gonna see both of them putting out a good run.
It's a setting, but they're both probably gonna have times by their standards that they're okay with, but at the end of the day, what both of them are playing to right now, like very, very small amount of the community can actually play to this time. Bonk percent? Nimzo's runs verified?
And we see a mailman skip successful from Dean over here.
On to Hyrule Castle. Nimzo didn't pull the bomb out early. A little bit extra time it'll take, but that's no big deal.
So many shout out. Congratulations, Jaquid, for getting the PB today.
Congrats.
He's still on chat. I just saw on the TB Discord, so I want
What
to say
was
something
the
about that.
time? What was the time?
3:02:22.
3:02:22. Nice. Close to the sub 3.
Yeah, he's also going for that. Hey, who wants to be in that less than a minute left till sub 3? He wants to be a part of that group.
And you got 3 of them that are within 30 seconds. Or no, 4, because there's also Samurai Man when he ran, right? I think he has a 3-hour 11-second, right?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I have to check Speedrun.com.
I also think Sky has a low 3-hour time.
What pace these guys on?
3 hours on the dot based on Nimzo's splits.
Yeah, Nimzo's probably about a 3-hour. Dean is a good 3 minutes behind, I'm pretty sure still.
Yeah, 3:03, 3:04, I would say, if I had to guess.
Definitely took a lot of unfortunate. Both these runners took unfortunate time loss in Palace. Dean just bleeding out time in a lot of the splits, like around the whole entire game. We saw him bleed out minor time here and there, right? Minor mistakes, missing the clip for early city. Samu has a 3:0:13. You think? All right, so that's another person who's right in that barrier.
He hasn't ran in years though. I think he does Sunshine now most of the time, and other Mario stuff.
These two making their way downtown to HC.
Left door, he lost frames.
Is right door actually better?
Yeah, right door. Sloth, what's the time? If you're here, Sloth knows exactly it. I know that.
Good iron boots drop. So we put on the iron boots here so we can drop quicker, and we can also drop quicker when lowering ourselves on the chain. Force on equip, ball and chain, boomerang, good for the next room. He's gonna be doing a dark enough fight really quickly using the ball and chain here. So first phase pretty normal. You get 5 hits here. This sets it up so that after the next Rotatia swings, it will take out a shield so you can get the extra 6th hit. Boom, you side hop that. How does he not get hit by the sheath? I don't understand how you get hit by the sheath.
That's the Keaton special. That's what
I don't understand.
That was so funny. Just your what?
I don't understand. That sheath has a hitbox for me.
Okay, if Nimzo takes a left door here, maybe something's different in Palace. I mean, Hyrule Castle. No, he went right door now. Okay, I don't know. I know right door is apparently quicker for most of the game, but he took left door twice in a row, so I was assuming maybe there's something different in Castle, but... He might just be you know, opening doors at this point because he's just trying to end it. Or he's listening to me and now he's going right door every time.
Nah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the first one was just maybe a mistake. Setting up so that he has perfect amount of bombs. He got his 3 bomb. He's living it. No more bombs necessary for the rest of the run. He takes a left door here.
Makes sense though. You just want to press A to get through. He opened the left door, comes out the right door.
I like even though even though you open up the left, you still end up on the right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go figure.
Having a bit of an issue with his equips there, but he's fine. There
He
we
gets
go.
it.
Dean finishing up KB. He did not get the save warp as well.
I was about to say, oh goody, we're about to have Nimzo in here like in the next like 10 minutes for an interview, and then I realized, wait a second, Nimzo doesn't speak.
He'll come in the chat and he'll talk. I think that's what he does most of the time. He just yeah, unfortunately he doesn't have a mic. So
It's rough, dude. We need to set up a GoFundMe for Nimzo Mike.
make that his stream goal.
Buy
Mike finally.
Make that the Wolfdash goal. Opening the left door.
Wolfdash goal if
right. Huge continuity error. Yeah, Nintendo making us fake games. I don't like the non-exist. Why I want my games to be realistic, Nintendo. Twilight Princess was supposed to be realistic and edgy.
Wait, it's confirmed. Dean and Nimzo really were traveling the multiverse earlier. That's why their streams were lagging, because the doors were also putting them in oh my god.
They're coming out.
I cracked the theory. It's crazy. I cracked the code. Oh, the FBI might be coming for me.
Dean messes up the Darknet fight. He's not actually going to be able to do this in 2 sides. Yeah, actually. Wait, no. He did. Oh, yeah, apparently he messed it up and unmessed it up. I don't even know what happened. How does the sheep not hit you? I don't understand.
Crosser has broken us out of the Matrix. They're coming for me.
Don't open the door, Crosser. Just jump out the window and run for it. Crosser's gotta get out, man.
I gotta get out. I just accidentally leaked top secret government information that the multiverse does exist.
You can come from Canada down here. Don't worry.
But wouldn't that put me in a position where the FBI is more likely to get me?
You know, Nimzo going for that RNG manipulation, voiding out.
Understandable. He's securing the 7-cycle Zelda. Like, you gotta respect it.
Okay, that might be a little big sus.
Alright? He's really securing that 7-cycle Zelda, though. I'm assuming Zelda can still decide. Nah, not at this rate.
Not really. Unless we start breaking world records on Zelda cycles.
If he gets a 15 cycle, and it's all Triforce attacks.
Not even that. No, more like he gets a... Like, I think it would be like a 25 cycle, and a lot of them have to be Triforce.
Nimzo, go for Zach Strat. If you can hear me and you haven't gotten there yet, please do it.
1, 2...
I hope he can hear me and he hasn't done it yet. I really want to see him go for it.
I mean, you know, by the way, since there's a good amount of delay between the streams, like, he's actually probably already passed it when you said that. Oh, good job over there. He's good.
We're talking a 15 cycle, all Triforce attack Zelda, and then like a mistake on Beast Cannon.
You would not want that to happen, though. You would really not want to see that happen. I don't think Dean would either. He's got this cutscene of these nobodies in the game. We have no clue who these are. We only meet like 2 of them.
Bro, every time I see Link in this scene, all I picture is the Wanda talking to Thanos in Endgame, just Thanos being like, I don't even know who you are. That's like every time.
Trying to spoil Endgame for these gamers. I can't believe this.
Oh my! Oops! I spoiled a line. My bad. Sorry.
I'm sorry, man. That's it.
You know what? No, it's been 3. It's been 2 years. Come on, everyone should have seen Endgame by now that actually cares about the movies.
Hey, you know, I saw it like 3 months ago, actually. We're synchronizing.
Time to make an AI to splice in real time.
You know.
I never watched it 'cause I never wanted to. I mean, I don't blame you. Like, those movies, realistically, like, you know how the Infinity War and Endgame are gonna end before they even start.
There's a 3-year no spoiler territory on Endgame. Well, I want to refund them.
I mean, all the Marvel movies are the same plot nowadays. It's just whatever one's the most fun. And Nimzo's having really good Zelda RNG. So, Nimzo's definitely looking to run away with this.
I mean, maybe. He did do the RNG manipulation, so he is going for it.
He is bringing the pots to the center, which has become something very popular recently with
make a pot Triforce.
with Zelda. So I don't know who started it. I think it was Simi. I could be wrong.
I have no clue. I think it's been there for ages, but people just do it. It's like it's a whatever. You can do whatever you want during this phase. This is another Triforce. I don't even know what cycle we're on for Nimzo. Are you keeping track?
I'm not gonna lie, I lost track. I'm too invested in his
He's got a lot of pods there. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I'm too invested with the pots to know the cycle. Like, he's mesmerizing me.
Yeah, Dean is going for
Dean
Zach
tried to go for Zach. I respect it, Zine.
7 cycle? Alright. Chat saying
You got a
7
cycle with moving all those pots?
It was
God
7
damn.
for Nimzo. Yeah, I do not feel a pod for every cycle. Wow, dude. Nimzo's got a lot of pot.
You know, one thing I really would like to see right there, just to see people do, I turn the camera all the way around right at the end of that sequence there, because you can get B-scanning off your screen and save frames.
No one cares about the Zelda timeline anymore. You just want to know what happens to the pods after all this. Probably a 303 for Dean.
Well, you see, here's the thing: the pots, they all respawn. So now we're in another dimension again. Like, I'm sorry. I know that I'm making them want to come after me even more. But, like, it just confirms we're traveling the multiverse in this game.
What's Dean on? Was that 2?
I believe that was 2, yes.
So we might see him get off. There might be oh no, that's another Triforce.
You're gonna count that. I'll focus on his horseback. Really good horseback pattern he got.
I think Nimzo's done. Nimzo's typing in chat right now. The TV Discord. Or he's probably mashing through again. That's so this is rather really unlucky, or this is gonna be a 7. Like,
good adjustment to the turn, and Nimzo is on
he's
to
done with
Dark Lord.
Right.
Yep, we're on to Dark Lord Ganon.
Dean is on a. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at most gonna get an, or at least gonna get a 9. You can type during CS, yeah.
Nimzo types a lot during
cutscenes. I didn't know how much the delay was because he was on horseback and I couldn't tell if he was actually done.
Runners, they gotta be able to type fast. Just ask Zach.
So Dean is on like that's 8 right there. I think no, that's probably 9, right?
Not getting a very good Zelda.
The best he can get is a 10 cycle, which he is not getting.
317 is my guess he's gonna have. No, okay, never mind. He grabbed the iron boots and the lantern. He messed my timing, but I respect it. So 3 hour 22 second from Nimzo. He will win and move on to play the winner of, I believe, our defending champ Audi versus Simi. I don't believe we're going to be able to get him in for an interview, but I do believe he'll be in the chat for us to ask him questions. Is Audi out? I don't think him and Simi have raced yet. And Nimzo's going to play the winner of the two of them.
Nimzo awaiting a salty run back, possibly with Case.
He possibly gets we possibly get the rematch of last year's finals, but Simi has been adamant in Twitch chats that he will bop Audi, and that there is no chance that the inverse will happen. So we'll have to see if Simi can live up to that.
Audi equals Case. So Case Master is our world record holder.
Yeah, so a lot of people just call by his name. Hey, Nimzo. Congrats on the win.
Congratulations, GG.
Was a good run.
We have Dean wrapping up right now too.
Oh,
yeah, it's probably going to be a 3. I think he's going to be a 303. 303 something. Dean kind of messing up this the setup to make sure that you have an instant cannon there's a way that to make sure you have a set amount of paths that he can take. He kind of messed around with it, and so I think Ganon can have some really weird movements here. Ganon's probably going to be trying to make a tight. Oh, nope, he gets it. We're off. And we've got the clocks going for Nimzo right now. I wonder if Dean's also going to put on the lantern for just so that he has the light too. Light as he stabs through the darkness into Gan's heart. Welcome, Crosser.
Oh, that's really gone on. I missed the clonking with the lantern.
Dean kind of messed up a bit of the horseback. A little bit of its manipulation, but it was overall pretty decent.
Dean, do the clonking with the lantern. I haven't seen it, and I just missed it. Nimzo gave me the opportunity.
I don't think it shows lantern in the clocks. I don't think it will.
I know when he jump attacked and stabbed him, it was on his back still, but I don't
think it stays throughout the cutscene though. Nimzo might be able to tell us though.
Nimzo, do you have the info?
It's a ball and chain, you got this.
He's doing it. Let's go, Dean, the mad lad.
Woo. Well, thank you for that, Dean.
And he's already joined. Welcome, Dean. GG's.
Yeah, some G's.
How do you feel about the run?
Palace. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. The Palace part.
You both had a rough time on Palace there.
Well, I guess I was right. If I would have pulled a 259 out of my ass, then maybe. But Palace.
Yeah. At one point or another, you both look like you could have had well, I know for you, definitely, you during the earlier portions of the games, it looked like you were on pace to actually be able to take home a sub 3. Nimzo definitely, but like then it was just like a bleeding out time throughout the like mid to late game was a little bit rough. Do you want to mention what happened to that Howling Stone by Isa, by the way? I think he's called it.
I just pressed A and I was like pressing A to like activate the howling and down to like do the first snow, and I just ran away instead.
Yeah, that's exactly what Beast said.
Dude, it was, yeah, and then Snow Peak Ruins, what died to Frizzard clip for some odd reason. I don't think I got far enough in the corner the first time, and after that it was just weird.
You were both on sub 3 pace, I'm pretty sure, through at the end of Arbiters. It was just Palace was brutal for both of you guys there. You both, I think Nimzo, it was platform room platform room to Zant, and for you it was East Wing platform room.
Yeah, it's just the Mario room. It's always doing the thing.
I mean,
Like,
you did. You get to say
know.
you shared a death with Nimzo and Palace. To be fair.
That's
Or
something, I guess.
For him was quite a little bit different than yours. Yours was Zant had gone crazy, and then there was for Nimzo, he wanted to take a dive back into the bottom of the platform room.
Still a better love story than Twilight. They both had to die in Palace with each other.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
hey,
the
you
Palace
guys.
of Twilight love story.
I don't know if you saw the other part of your love story. You and Nimzo went. So Nimzo missed GV, and then so what he did was he went and did all of Elden. So you guys were completely looking different until you guys came and met up at what's it called? Death. You guys had your
Linear
first date at Death
Twilight.
Mountain.
Yeah, Death Mountain Warp. But it was interesting. I'd never seen someone do that. I thought he was just gonna grab the portal and then go do Linear, but yeah. That was a really smart routing.
You lose a lot of time if you go do RR and then you teleport out. You lose a portal.
Yeah, you lose at least 25 seconds.
Yeah.
No, that was a smart
bummer.
pathing.
That is the pathing that saves time for missing GV. It's just weird. No one does it mainly just because I think it messes with your splits really bad.
Not these
Just keep
splits.
it
These are
off.
30-minute splits.
Yeah, dude. What are these splits, man? You're making it so hard for us to tell. Like, hey, Dean, what is Dean gonna get here? Don't really know.
I don't know, but a 141 dungeon with a 127 lake bed with a death, like, it was a solid minute lost to that segment, and it was still just barely above gold.
You're at a 55 Elden.
56.
That was a
56 was my Lineru vessel time. Like, that's actually really insane for me.
That was crazy. I was like, wow, Dean is really going fast here.
Yeah, it was a low 47, wasn't it, for vessel Elden?
I know. I'm trying to think. It was kind of weird because I know he missed GV, but in his Elden, I think his Elden vessel he went a lot faster. Like he went crazy fast. It was he showed off some like strat that I think were really interesting on how he tackles Elden, but he was zooming through there.
So
it was overall really fun to watch you two go at it. You guys kept up very close to each other for an extremely long time, and it took quite a while before there was actually a pretty decent gap between you two.
Yeah, Palace probably was the big gap, because like my second half city was super tight. Like Egrak and leading up to it was really clean.
I think because you lost some time to, I think it was at the end of, so AG definitely separated you guys out a little bit, just because I know some shenanigans happened to AG for you. You did really good with Po 1 skip, but I think you, which he ended up struggling with for a little bit. But other than that, it kind of came down, your Stowler, that RNG that we watched there was horrifying.
Yeah. The Stealth Troopers, I've never seen them be like that on the back end. Just, they did not spawn.
They usually spawn. Yeah, they usually spawn, and I didn't get spawns twice.
You didn't get any, and it wasn't the nice where they don't spawn at like the front side, because if they don't spawn on the spine, it's super free. But instead, those ones spawned, and everything behind him was just like, nope. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So you look like you're moving on to play. Whoever. JD is awaiting the winner of Ether and Mandragon, and then you play the winner of that, it looks like.
That comes... We'll actually see that race today in a couple hours.
Yeah, Ether's the racing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like it's probably going to be me versus JD, and JD is like whipping out 56, 57 paces in late game.
Hey, as you saw, man, you were Nimzo. There was a chance, sub 3, and then Nimzo hit the 3 hour.
Yeah, if I would have just pulled that 259 out of my ass, it would have been the biggest upset ever.
It was close. I feel like it was just like minor, like I remember it was just like bleeding time to minor things, like pausing during cut, like pausing too early on skipping cutscenes. I feel like you did that quite a lot. in this run.
I love
Like,
that.
It looked really good. Like you had a really good. The thing that just you saw that like obviously I know I've heard you say this to me before. Like the big thing was just like Nimzo's movement in the air. There was a couple points where you were like 5 to 10 seconds ahead of him, and just off movement, he just managed to catch back. Yeah, he caught right
catch
back
back,
up.
take the lead. It's like it's even evident in like going to cage break, right? Like even in cage break, his movement was really tight all throughout that.
Yeah, he went for safe
actually-
bit, and you went for fast bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did.
He went for
And he
safe
still had
bit and had a faster cage break. Yeah.
Yeah,
he
I
did
figured as
safe bit,
much.
You did fast bit, which was kind of cool. I was like, wow, Dean going for fast bit, nice.
I only do fast bit.
I told him, I'm like, Dean's 100% going for fast bit here. There's no way he doesn't.
No. I can rely on it, thankfully.
Yeah, you seem
That's
like
my
you were so consistent out of there that it was nothing to you getting it.
Yeah.
If I was 1 frame early, I just pull out map. That map backup is like ingrained timing into me because it's worth it. Like I'd rather get runs out of early game than sit there and reset the gate.
I mean, overall, how do you feel that you kept the time pretty close to Nimzo? Like you weren't too far off of him.
I do feel pretty good, honestly. It wasn't until Palace where I just kind of like when I fucked up the Mario room, I was like, yeah, it's done. Like I'm just gonna play it out. But that was if there was a chance, that was it going out the window. So.
Yeah, that room was brutal. I mean, that is why it's known as the worst room in the game. To be fair, that's
Yeah,
literally why.
you just say the worst room in the game, and then my mind instantly goes to that one room on East Wing.
Everyone
time.
just thinks of it like all the things that Zahan can do. He can literally. Have you ever gotten the situation where he teleports away and on one of the jumps he teleports right into you, and so he pushes you
Yep.
back down, and you're
Yep.
like, all right, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, literally no one in the community is ever gonna debate that there's another room that's worse than that. Like that room just sucks. From start to even on the way back, because if you miss it, like Nimzo missed a jump on the way back. We literally saw the reverse sides of what could happen. You died on the way there, and then Nimzo fell on the way back, and was struggling to hit the claw shot to get back up, and he lost like a minute in that room as well.
Damn,
Literally.
dude, Palace it's not hard until it's hard.
Palace is never hard until you're on the run that it matters on.
Palace
Yep,
has
that's
like no
basically
speed
it.
strats. It's just you're playing it normally, and it's so hard for all of us because we want to go fast.
It's weird because I said in the chat earlier, I'm like, you're not a real Twilight Princess speedrunner until you've lost at least 5 good runs to Palace.
True.
And I'm definitely above 5 now.
I think you've crowned a little bit more than a good chunk more above 5 to Palace.
I think
Yeah.
the worst Palace loss I've ever had was the West room when you first come out with the first soul. And you throw the ball into the center, go stand on the pillar and raise yourself up, and you L slide to not make the parasites spawn. I failed the L slide. One of them hit me, knocked the soul out of my hand. I fell down, and the soul was in a spot where I couldn't claw shot it. So I had to wait for the hand to come pick it up.
Yeah, he gives you a hand sometimes.
Like,
Thank you. All right. Well, it was pretty fun time that we had here.
yeah.
Wanted to do my best, not be too far behind. That's all I asked for today. So
You know, I feel like you more than accomplished that. Like,
this is better than any of the runs I usually get on actual attempts. So yeah.
yeah, take that up.
No,
There
that
some
was definitely
easy,
a
and
good
like
run.
and with some easy there were just some easy areas where you could have had an extremely good time here too. So I think like that just shows your movement was really good through a lot of the game and your mental too. Mainly if that
Yeah, I
Palace
just-
just didn't milk time out of you, like this would be what, a 302?
Yeah,
Probably,
about a
yeah.
302, high 301 probably if
Yeah.
like, the late game was tight. Dude, that Zelda was garbage for us both.
Yeah, wait, what was that Zelda? What was so I was like saying, yeah, he's probably gonna get a 303 here, and then it was like, yeah, Zelda was like, yeah, nah, actually.
Yeah, I was on low 303, entering Zelda, and I ended on 304 because I lost.
Was it
like
11
45
cycle? I
seconds.
think
I don't know. It was.
it was 11
It was
or
at
10,
least
and
10,
you
yeah,
had
I
a
think,
lot
yeah.
of you have a lot of Triforces. I think you
Yep.
had one of her dashes.
Yeah,
So-
when I looked and saw Nimzo like already in castle when I was like leaving, I kind of was like, all right, well, I'm just not really gonna try hard as much, I guess.
You still did pretty good through Castle, though.
Yeah, my Bulbin fight was I couldn't do the jump spin at all, and he actually swung and completely missed me. He didn't hit my shield or me at all, and I was up against him. I was like, well, could have died there.
Speaking of spins, I don't know if you had the stream unmuted and can hear me and Keaton, but we are so proud of the amount of clockwise spins you hit. You saved so many frames that
so
Nimzo didn't, and we were just like so proud of you.
We looked at you in that Stallard and we were like, we're back in Sesame Street, counting each frame you were saving. 1, 2, each clockwise spin deck.
Are you saying you like losing frames, Jacques? It's free frame saves. You just gotta twist the thumbstick the other way.
Yes.
Dude, Adi came into my stream one time and mentioned about clockwise versus counterclock, and then for the next several, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever, every time I went through a loading zone, I was spinning the control stick the other way.
It's worth it to not be a heathen.
It's worth it to start it off.
It's worth it to not save time, forehead.
Yeah, I got a 304. Jaquade loves his 304s. I got the Jaquade time. Alright, anybody down to do another run after this, and I'll get my sub 3? No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got time before I gotta commentate the next run in 2 hours. Just gotta get sub 2 hours. Come on.
He's just gonna do barrier skip.
Just unload it after unloading.
Yeah, I'll take Ether's copy and just walk straight through. What do you mean?
I bet if you put your copy through the dishwasher or your washing machine, it'll probably fix it.
We need to figure out what Ether did to his console or disc, whatever it is. Like, just we all need to replicate it.
You got a 302 today, so you switch places. Yeah, I mean, congrats again on the PB, Jaquade. I think you heard us earlier when we said that.
Yeah, congrats.
And you winning the TP community is a win overall.
Honestly, though, for a complete, well, it was a good beginning, but like a bad ending, and that's typically the reverse of like what I'm used to. So like, I don't know. The fact that we're averaging like low 3s finally is like, that's feeling pretty good.
It was pretty impressive to see. I mean, yeah, at least you know you can look at where you could save the time on this run, right? Like you could literally piece together here. That's how I go to below like 301, right? And then like,
yeah.
Your early game was played so well. The fact that you kept up with Nimzo, like it was crazy. The fact that you kept up and were ahead of Nimzo at many points in the run during early game, like I think that says something on its own part. Like I'd be super proud of just the fact that you did that. You did so well at making the run look good when you're fighting someone who's literally known for being like the best player at that segment of the game.
Yeah,
of course everyone else is also really good at his level at the early game, but he's definitely like noted for that portion of the game. You should have seen this man's forced escapes.
Just basic movement, dude. I'm losing like seconds plus per loading zone to him on basic movement sometimes.
I remember you were like you were a little bit ahead of him, and it was forced escape, right? And I don't think you even failed it, right? You were just setting up, right?
Yeah,
Nimzo
I was a little slower.
Walks up, throws boomerang, he's out. Just okay.
Yeah, like,
like
dude,
right,
for mailman skip, he doesn't aim, he just presses X, and for forest skip, he's literally C-upping, pressing boomerang button, and insta-targeting. He's not even moving his thumbstick, and he did it 3 times in a row. And I was like, what the fuck?
I can't even do forest escape that well at all, ever.
Especially when you're looking at, considering, what's it called, like, he missed GV, right? And so usually you'd be like, oh, you're gonna gain even more time because he has to do force escape again, right? But his force escape is literally, doesn't exist. His mailman escape doesn't even exist either. It's just, those are the phantom seconds he saves on everyone, apparently. It's just right there. He just goes so fast. Phantom time. Alright.
Yep.
Cool. Any final comments?
That round sucks.
Thanks for the handling the stream, Void. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you so much for having us on.
No worries. Always a pleasure. That being said, before I say the outro to you guys, when did we have that command? Anyways, do you who would you guys like to raid? Because I don't believe any of the other ZSR channels are up. So, is there anyone you guys would like to raid?
Let me look for a TP runner that's on right now. We have Glovers, who is currently doing it. Marcos, who is doing one. Those are the two TP runners, I believe.
And
We have
JDLM, I
JD
guess.
as well. Yeah, he's doing.
Oh
a,
yeah.
He's
Just-
doing a damageless playthrough of the game. If he takes damage, I guess he has to reset.
Who do you want me to throw it to then? Give me a name.
Glovers.
Yeah, give it to Glovers. He's a hunter runner,
Yeah.
and he's a really good guy in our community.
Yeah, he's really helpful.
Do you want me to link channel to you?
Just give me his name, his Twitch handle, please.
It's Glovers _, so GLUBBERS.
Oh, GLU.
Yep.
Wait, no, that's Glove Gaming. That's not it. GLU what?
GLUBBERS_.
Oh, here we go. Found it.
I can link it too if you want.
Okay, no, I got it. Okay, well, just to wrap things up now, thank you to our runners today for what was a great demonstration of the run in general, and damn was that entertaining to watch on both sides. Thank you to our commentators today for keeping up the action and doing very great commentary throughout. I don't think there was ever any dead air on stream, so that was quite good. And thank you everyone for watching. So I hope everyone enjoyed, and hope to see you guys next time. See ya.
Thank you, see ya.
Bye bye.
Bye.